All right, guys, we're awake. Yeah, we'll see what we get today. We have GDP jobless claims numbers coming in early today at 8:30. We also have a bunch of other stuff dropping, but yeah, big ones are GDP and jobless claims. It's cold in this room, man. Man, I saw some run-ups in after hours. It was mostly Nvidia. I don't know if I'd call it an AI run-up, but it was mostly Nvidia. Disney bouncing back a little bit as well. Good. Look at Nvidia though, man. Nvidia is still holding its gains. I mean, it's still up to 380s. SPY is up there too. I figured the market was extended on the downside. I mean, the market just dumped yesterday, and so I was assuming we were extended on the downside. It looks like most things considered we were. Yeah, Nvidia flying up, man. Great numbers too yesterday. What's up, Paulo? Good morning, John, and all. Nvidia gonna go into 1 trillion cap. Big green even today. Yeah, for sure. Again, Disney's back up to basically 90s. I'm still in that one. I'm in PayPal as well. But we're green on this today. We just kind of gotta sit back and wait, I think. I don't think that's sustainable. Yeah, I'm not gonna short them for sure. Hey, nice island time. Yeah, I'm drinking my coffee, trying to wake up here. We're waking up though, guys. We're waking up. Oh man, we're awake. It's 5:30 in the morning here in Texas, but we're up. Uh, whew, yeah. So again, SPY up there, Nvidia up there to 300s again, or 350s, or no, 390s. I mean, so Nvidia's right at 387 right now, still pumping up, still looking strong. Yeah, shorts got squeezed out. Nvidia, man, just crazy news. If you look at the numbers they showed up as, so here's Nvidia's numbers. So Nvidia showed up with first quarter adjusted EPS of 109, beat the 92-cent estimates. The real one that probably made it bump like this was the revenue. The revenue came in at 6.5 billion or 7.2 billion versus 6.5 billion expected. So that's probably what made it pop like it did. Was just the revenue increase. So yeah, it's interesting, man. We'll see what we get anything good, but yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what that is, gold. I've never heard of that. Yeah, it looks like a terrible penny stock that doesn't move at all, sir. I always try to be honest. It looks like a bad penny stock that doesn't move. It basically barcodes. Yesterday it moved a whole whopping a whopping 6 cents a share all day yesterday. So yeah, it's just not my style. It looks terrible. It looks like a sketchy penny stock that probably doing pretty rough. I'd be careful with it. Yeah. NV. That's right. I'm long the indexes since this morning. 6 hours ago, Germany went into recession, did last week, new all-time high. That's why I haven't TP nothing like I bought in December. US must rise like a phoenix too. Yeah, we'll see. Well, we are on the first step, man. Nvidia is helping the market. Again, this has happened a couple times lately where we get like, where this has happened a few times where we absolutely tank one trading session, where we just drop drastically and run in one trading session. And then in after hours, like one big tech earnings comes out. So like Nvidia earnings come out, and then that basically just saves the whole day and rebounds us all the way back from where we were at the beginning of the day. That happened yesterday. You know, this is not the first time. When Apple earnings came out, it happened with Apple earnings as well, where the whole market basically sold off leading up to the earnings report. And then when the earnings report dropped, it basically saved the market, and the market bounced back from it, you know. So it's interesting for sure. Hey, nice, Phoenix. Good luck, bro. Hope you make some money, dude. Honestly, my TT account is growing, man. I had one video about the Fast and Furious. I got like thousands of views. So I give your boy a follow, beginner trading. Disney ramping up a little bit. Rain moving up some with it as well here, man. Disney starting to move. It's all the way up. It's up big today too. Disney is up to 89.50s this morning. So we'll see if that continues. But what's up, Tobias? Yeah, I don't know, bro. It depends. So Tony says all bears will be burned today. I don't know, man. I'm not. I don't know. What is another social media that has that abbreviation, CT? But yeah, Disney up, man. Disney trade's doing well too. Did AMD really have a sympathy move of 10%? Sounds like it. I mean, if Nvidia did more than that, it's not crazy to assume that. Unless AMD had earnings yesterday, I don't think they did. Yeah. I mean, AMD to participate in the Bank of America Global Technology Conference. They reported that yesterday. So I talked about how Tesla cars are changing racing. This guy said, yeah, but put it on a track, and after a couple laps, you have a nice 5,000 degrees Celsius bonfire. All right, dude, look at AMD run here with Nvidia here, man. So look at AMD. So here's Tesla on the right. Here's AMD on the right. Look at Nvidia. So AMD running all the way up to basically 120s right now. Crazy big move for AMD. All bears are trapped in their shorting. The problem is they think it's going to have a reverse or something this morning. No, every bear is getting punished. Yeah. John, if you look in the mirror and say AI 3 times, you'll be 175 times your revenue. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're talking about the PE ratio. I get it, man. Listen, Nvidia's got a PE ratio very high, but I think big people are betting on the future of AI in it. Bro, I'm giving up sweets, Tony. He said you should make 1K today and buy ice cream, bro. I'm trying to give up sweets, dude. Sweets are like my freaking kryptonite, man. Like, I'm pretty healthy until it comes to like ice cream and cookies. And then I turn into like a 7-year-old, you know, where like I'm just trying to eat ice cream and cookies. I'm surprised I'm not bigger than I am now because like I love ice cream and cookies, you know. Like my go-to is like a warm brownie with ice cream on top. That's like, you know, kind of like go back to like a 9-year-old's birthday party. You know, that's my favorite foods, you know. But I'm trying to give up ice cream. I'm wondering if we have a big sell-off this morning on Nvidia, bring the Nasdaq down. I don't know. I think it's possible, but I don't know. We'll have to wait. Let's see. Yeah, this music just came on. I've never heard it before. It is pretty intense. I kind of like it though, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a little bit more amped up than I usually listen to at 5:30 in the morning, but like, you know, I'll allow it, I guess. Yeah, it's not bad, King, you know. I can't imagine smart money buying here, retail covering. Nvidia is not selling off today or this week for that matter, but it will eventually. Do you think GDP data will move the market? I can't remember if it has in the past. It'll move the market, but this is prelim or this is revised data. So it'll move the market, but how much is questionable, you know. Jobless claims come out at the same time though, so they both come out at 8:30. So all that will probably move markets, you know. Yeah, they're both big. If anyone was wondering why the market bounced where it did, add the ATR trailing stop and look at the 1 day. Yeah. But I mean, the market bounced because of Nvidia. I mean, that's why the market bounced. At least in after hours yesterday. It was definitely from Nvidia. AMD too. Well, Nvidia boosted AMD, and both of them boosted the market in general. So. All right, guys. SPY back up to 414s. Nvidia at 387s. Nvidia still ripping up there. I mean, it's right under 390s right now. You can see it's right at 387s. There's 390s right here. So it's right there. Again, we'll see if it actually hits these levels. Yeah, you want to see him, Tony? Look, here's Bruce. Let me show you Bruce. I got a couple pictures of him. Honestly, I post so much on Twitter now. It's hard to find them. This is Bruce a couple months ago. So this was Bruce a couple months ago. He's getting big. That's Bruce. He's bigger than this now too. This was like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. So he's actually bigger than this now. He's big, man. He keeps growing too. He's not even a year old. He's like 9 months old, 8 months old, or he's like 10 months old right now. But he keeps growing. You know, Rosie's basically the same size she was, but Bruce, he's getting big. All right, guys, Nvidia popping back up to 388. Dip down to 386 here. We'll see if it actually holds. Those are Nvidia numbers. I'm sorry. So these are Nvidia numbers right here. So these are what Nvidia showed yesterday. Let me put those up. So yeah, that's Nvidia numbers that they showed yesterday. Oh man. I'm 100% jealous. Hey. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had Nvidia calls too. I don't know what that song was called. Now we're gonna do a poll here. Does the market bounce today after the GDP and jobless claims release? Yes or no? Does the market bounce today after the GDP and jobless claims release? We're also going to do a Twitter poll. Hey, nice, man. Pretty dogs, Tony, for sure. And yeah, Tony, man, I would have you on stream, bro. Honestly, for the last week, I've been getting harassed by people. Basically, they're basically alt accounts, is what they are. They're fake accounts. Whoever is doing it really wants me to believe they're real, but they're very obviously not real, and they're very obviously somebody. They're very obviously the same person, is what it is. And so that is basically making me just say, hey, I don't want to have any guests on my stream. Nothing against you, not your fault, of course. I always appreciated you being a guest, but yeah. So yeah, I think there was some optimistic debt talks going down today too. So hopefully they get it done, bro. Will they get the deal done? I mean, again, they got 6-7 days. Wait, is it? Okay. Am I the only one that gets my 30, 31, 30 days? 31, wait, August. Bro, is there any rhyme or reason for which months have 31 days, dude? Okay, so you think it would go every other month, right? But then February just kind of throws a wrench in there and says, we're doing 28 days, right? And then you think it's every other month. March, 31 days. April, 30. May, 31. June, 30. July, 31. And so you think there's a pattern there. And then July says 31 days, and then boom, August 31 days as well. You know, September. So then they just kind of throw a wrench in there. It just freaking make it easy on somebody. They probably did February last and realized they were too far ahead, so it became the regulating month. Yeah. Why not just make them all the same? It seems like you would get the same results. Why not make them all the same? Apparently we do this because of ancient Rome. SPY pull it back here. Part of me wants to buy the dip, although I do think we might be a little bit extended on the upside here. But man, I see it go all this different ways, bro. I see people say good, bad. I see like you gotta, every time we get big action in the market, you got some people saying, I can't believe the market did this. This isn't a real bounce. And it's like, be quiet, guys. Right? Like every big run up, I can't believe the market did this. It's manipulation. Every big drop down, I can't believe the market did this. It's manipulation. Like, don't you ever notice that the market goes up and then it goes down and then it goes up and then it goes down and then it goes up and then it goes down? It does the same thing over and over again. It might maintain a trend. That's what it's doing. It's maintaining a trend. It might be going up, but it's going up like this. You know, if you look at the market over the last 20 days, or not 20 days, if you look at the market over the last 180 days, you'll see that trend pretty easily. Market goes up, goes down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So if you want to know why my dip buy strategy works, when everybody else tells me it's terrible strategy or whatever they want to say, if you want to know why my dip buy strategy works, it's because generally, regardless of what the trend is, the market's usually going to bounce a little bit. If it's going down, it'll look like this. You know, so if the market's downtrending, so like we can look at what's a downtrending stock right now? Disney. You know, we can look at Disney. Here's a 180-day chart on Disney. And so what it means is that, like, even if the market's trending down, if you time your buys well enough where you got a big run of weakness, you're going to get a little bounce. You're going to get a little bounce. You're going to get a little bounce. You're going to get a little bounce, you know? And so if you time it right, you'll be able to catch the bounce regardless. And so that's why dip buy strategies work. People hate dip buys or whatever. Again, we asked people yesterday why people get mad when stuff goes up. And it's just like the dip buys on these work incredibly well. You know? Miss Cleo, man, the GOAT. If you don't know who Miss Cleo is, you're too young for me, bro. You know. Yeah, 7 minutes to more trading. Will economic data releasing wipe out the increase in Nvidia? It's possible. It's an arguable thing. Maybe. People get mad about dip buys because they lack the assets to continue buying and end up getting stuck. Yeah, 100%. Oh no, the Wolf of Wall Street quote is, nobody knows what's going to happen, the least of all stockbrokers. It's unicorn dust. It doesn't exist. It's a fugazi. It's a fugazi. It's not real. And I could agree with that. If you're a trader, for sure the people who know the least about what the market's going to do are stockbrokers. Truly is the people who know the least. Like, they're just getting, honestly, if you really think about it, I think a stockbroker is going to be kind of out the window within the next 20 years. I don't think people are going to need them. I don't think people are using stockbrokers very much nowadays. With the rise of technology, stockbrokers are kind of going bye-bye. Stockbrokers were useful and had utility back when people didn't understand tech and they needed some guy to basically buy up stuff. At this point, everybody knows how to open up a brokerage account. My mother-in-law knows how to open one and buy stuff. My family knows how to open up an account and buy stuff. Nobody needs to pay a stockbroker anymore. It's just not something that needs to happen anymore, And so it's I think stockbrokers are going to kind of go away. I don't think people need them anymore. Right? AI is going to do the work of a stockbroker now for sure. 100%. Yeah, it's definitely not the stockbrokers. Stockbrokers know the least about what's going to happen. They're just getting paid to buy stuff. So do stockbrokers get paid a percentage of commission on the total amount the trade costs, or do they get paid a profit split on what they make? I guess it varies, right? I bet some get paid on each. I bet you there's a little bit of each. Yeah, how much does that thing cost, Tony? That monitor? Because honestly, I'm thinking about replacing my bottom monitor with just one big one. The only problem I have is I like keeping my stuff to one window. I like having $2,200, bro. Screw that, dude. I ain't paying that, man. No offense. It's a cool monitor, but I don't need to pay an extra $1,000 just for the convenience fee of having it all in one monitor. I really don't. The only good part is that it'd be relatively cordless, and so that would be nice. And so if it's for a computer setup, the problem with tech is that it evolves so quickly. I'm a tech nerd, bro. I love tech. The problem with it is that it evolves so quickly, though. So in a year or two, that monitor is going to be obsolete, and there's going to be another cooler, newer, and best monitor. It's kind of like laptops, Well, no, Jay Thomas, that comes from a fundamental misunderstanding of what real estate agents do. Real estate agents don't show you the houses. Anybody can go look at a house. That's not what they do. Real estate agents, that's part of what they do. But real estate agents negotiate and write contracts is what they do. I'm a real estate agent. And now, again, I don't really need to do business in real estate. So it's not like I'm marketing super heavy in real estate because, again, I just got a lot of different moving things on my end. But real estate agents write contracts and negotiate is really what you're paying for. You get people who, you get some of the older population who thinks that you don't need a real estate agent, and they try to sell their house outside of an agent, and they usually have a struggle. It's usually a pretty big struggle because what they don't recognize is that no buying agent's going to show the house if you don't pay their commission, and so it's kind of really you're paying for the whole thing, and buyers don't really have to worry about it. The only people that have to pay for real estate agents are sellers, mostly house sellers. Oh yeah, monitor and a TV are a monitor is way better than a TV. If anybody's ever tried to hook up a TV to their computer, you realize very quickly the lag that a computer has. Yeah, Pamela. Yeah, so his name is Bruce. Right now, he's much bigger than that too. So he's even larger than that. I've got a better picture of him somewhere that I'll have to find. But yeah, he's getting big. He's big. He's a German Shepherd. And I have 2 German Shepherds. I have to find it. It's somewhere. But he's honestly getting big. He's somewhere on my profile, man. At this point, I gotta scroll back and find when the last time I posted that Bruce picture is, but it's way back here, I guess. There's Jack. Yeah, so I'll find it. But Bruce is getting big, man. He's a beautiful dog. Like, so here's Bruce and Rosie. He loves swimming too. So like, here's Bruce.
There you go. All right, ready? Ready, Bruce? Go get it.
He loves swimming. But he's much bigger now. Yeah, he loves swimming. And that's Rosie, my girl shepherd. She's like a year and a half.
Ready? Drop it.
I love German Shepherds, man. Just greatest dogs you could ever get. The best of both worlds, bro. You got a great defensive dog, like a house defensive dog, as well as a like a really loyal, like, family dog. You know, the problem is that, like, Rosie and Bruce's problem both. Like, the problem is that they're very territorial. They're very defensive over our family, and it's good and bad. You know, somebody comes to our house, they hear him. You know, so this is in February. So this is Bruce in February. So he was 7 pounds. He weighed about, or he was 7 months. He weighed about 70 pounds at 7 months. So this is him at the vet. So he's big now. He's much bigger than this now. And he's thick, man. His paws are huge. You know, he's much bigger than Rosie. Rosie's 2 years old, or a year and a half, and he's noticeably bigger than she is, and he's not even 11 months yet. So he's gonna be a big boy. You know, I'm excited. You know, I'm excited. I want to see how big he gets. Doberman best in my opinion. I can understand that. I get that. Dobermans are cool. Dobermans are sweethearts too. If your family, they're sweethearts. Yeah, Snow. SNOW just dumped yesterday. Big drop. I ended up making a little bit of money yesterday too, but yeah, I'm just kind of trying to be patient here. It's really funny when somebody comments on one of my really old videos. So somebody commented on my really old videos, and they said, "Can you do a live trade?" Question mark. I said, "We're streaming right now, bro. Come on down." And look at Disney. Disney run it up. That looks nice. Part of me wants to buy this dip in the SPY. I might. Apple at 171s. Yeah, I don't know, Tony. I'm good, bro. Just a different niche. It just doesn't have anything to do with. But I mean, I could probably make a video if they send me one, realistically. But yeah. So again, We're thinking about buying yeah, so Pamela, you might be a little bit behind on the stream. Hit the live button next to the play button. It should catch you up. So you might be a little bit behind on the stream. It sounds like you're responding to stuff I said a couple minutes ago. You might not be. And if you're not, all good, but just trying to help. If you hit, the way you can get ahead is click the live button next to the play button. It'll catch you back up on the stream. Nah, man, you're cool, Tony. You know, I appreciate you, bro. Y'all go sub to Tony. I'll even give you some shout outs, bro. Y'all go sub to Tony's channel. How high can Nvidia go? He's reviewing a lot of tech, so yeah, y'all go sub to his channel. But yeah, bro, just in terms of guests, you can ask the stream. You can ask the regulars here, man. The last week has been very odd, very outside the norm. You know, you guys know me. I've had a lot of different guests. I've had dozens of guests here throughout the years. And over the last week, I have been getting basically harassed every day, you know. And they're both pushing me to bring back on one guest, which is very suspicious. And I think they desperately want me to believe that they're real, but they're obviously fake. They're obviously fake accounts that are being used. You know, it's just kind of, the whole thing is just kind of weird to me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not having any guests come on the show. I think it's easier. I think the chat likes it better when I don't have guests anyway. You know, when I just kind of interact with the chat, I think the chat likes it better anyway. All right, so we got a little pullback here. I want to see where the volume weighted average price is. And again, nothing against you, Tony, at all, man. You were always cool, but just for now at least, just no guests, you know. Yeah, all good, man. It's all good, bro. I appreciate the support. No, they're not new viewers, King. The people who did it had never said a word before. They had never said anything before. Again, like, I think some people might be naive to the internet. Whoever's sending them, they really want me to believe they're real. But whoever's sending them, again, I think they're naive to the internet. And what I mean by that is, like, they don't understand how obvious something like that is, you know? Like, they want me to believe they're real. My guess is so that I bring back whoever it was that came on the show, which, again, is highly suspicious. And so they really want me to believe they're real. But even, like, the regulars here know they're not. Like, okay, the easiest way to show you that is that prior to these attacks, right? Prior to these attacks, the chat had only mentioned the name Ben 2 times in 8 hours of streaming. And so to get a bunch of people that all show up at the same time, at the same part of the day, promoting one specific person and trashing me, you know, it's very obvious, you know. And again, I think we've kind of fixed it to where they can't do it anymore, but, like, you know, if bringing guests on caused that much drama, I'm just not going to bring them on, you know. Hey, thank you, Dio. I appreciate you, man. I don't think they were bots. I think they were fake accounts. I think whoever it was logging in, logging out, logging back in, logging out, logging back in. That's what it looked like to me. AI guess. Yeah, maybe we'll get AI guess next time. Any blue chip dip buys? I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of stuff bounced back with Nvidia earnings yesterday. So a lot of stuff just rebounded quick back up after Nvidia earnings. Yeah, but there's always weirdness from guests where, like, you know, like another one of the weirdness with guests is, like, they expect too much from me. You know, like, I'm bringing guests on. It's never like I never beg anybody to come on. You know what I mean? Most of the time the guests want to come on. They offer to come on. They say, hey, can I come on your show? It's like, sure. You know, but then they come on a few shows and then they think it's just going to be me and them, you know, sharing this community with them. And that's just not how it goes, you know? And, you know, again, to Tony's credit, Tony was probably one of the more reasonable guests that I've ever had. He didn't expect too much. He was always pretty cool and chill. And so I appreciate you, Tony, you know? But yeah, again, it's just kind of how it goes. I think my guess here is that people come on the stream and it feels really good to come on the stream. You know, like it feels good. They get validation, you know, chat is nice. If they were really nervous about it ahead of time, I think it can be kind of like exhilarating and exciting because they realize it's not so bad and like all that stuff happens. And then they just really want to come back on. They get kind of addicted to it. And I think, you know, I think that kind of causes them to make some bad decisions, you know, is what happens, I think. Yeah, Trevor's, for somebody that I've never seen before, you know, let me see if you've ever said a word here before. Nope. SPY. Let's see if the SPY bounces. Part of me wants to buy the SPY here. We're right at the 200 EMA. I might. Let me buy the futures contract, though, not the actual SPY. Again, here is my week. You want to see my week of trading? We are up $750. Got a win-loss ratio the last week of 7-1. We're going to keep pumping that. Let's see if we find a dip to get in. Again, it depends on what you guys think Nvidia is going to do here. Wish I loaded more Disney yesterday. Yeah, Disney ripped up. Yeah. I want a cinnamon English muffin with raisins. Bro, I don't like raisins, dude. I don't trust people that like raisins either, man. How dare you like raisins, sir? No, I'm just joking. Cinnamon is like my favorite dessert. Like Cinnabon, bro. Every time I go to the mall, dude, Cinnabon's just staring at me. I end up getting like way too much. True story. The last time I went to the mall, which was like a week ago, I ran in to grab some food, and I ended up buying $30 worth of Cinnabon with pecans. True story. So cinnamon rolls are like my favorite dessert. You know, I gotta find some healthier options. Again, I'm giving up sweets, and so my head's in sweets. I haven't had sweets in like 3 days. Try to give it up. Nvidia, guys. We'll see if Nvidia rips. Am I a bot? I don't think any of them are bots. I think they're fake accounts that people are creating to try to manipulate me in one direction, is what I think it is. So I don't think they're bots. I think they're fake accounts. I think it's somebody logging in, logging out, logging in, logging out. AMD, yeah, AMD had a huge sympathy move with Nvidia. Nvidia just tapped 390s here, guys. Look at 390s. Yeah, nice, Tony. Congrats, bro. Yeah, but Tony was never really a YouTuber, though. You know, Tony was he was just a guest on my show. Again, we're in Disney. I want to see if Disney holds here. Yeah, Nvidia crazy. Just crazy big move. Yeah, 400, I don't know. It's close enough to where it's not outside the realm of possibility. So like it could. 400 is just right here. So it could certainly hit that if it gets a nice little pump at the open. GDP, here's the way it hits it though. If GDP data comes in positive, if jobless claims come in positive, then that's one of the ways that it could hit 400, you know. Mm. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's it. Life wisdom, you know. I'm thinking pop then drop today. Netflix should go up. Yeah, Netflix, man, it's been on a huge tear too. Finally pulling back a little bit now, but like look at AMD on the right. Here's Netflix. So again, here's a 180-day chart. So Netflix, you know, I like comparing like the last 6 months. Here's Netflix. Here's AMD. AMD's been on a tear. Here's MU. MU's been on a tear. Apple, huge tear for Apple. Tesla's all right. Not the best, but Google has been on a huge run the last week, or the last couple weeks. Is it really the single biggest day gain on a stock like that in history? I could see it, honestly. I again, in the crazy part is that like for somebody like me, Microsoft been on a huge tear. For somebody like me, Nvidia was too extended for me to buy it up before this, you know. So Nvidia at like 270s. I remember thinking Nvidia was extended at like 270s, you know. So for Nvidia to pop up to 380s, almost $400, that's super high, bro. That's one of the biggest, you know, runs I've ever seen. I have the Z Fold, Richard, and the Z Fold is pretty cool. Yeah, but they announced that news about the password sharing like months and months ago. I'll be really surprised if it hits 450. 450 is just obscenely high, you know. Wish I held Nvidia. Yeah, man, I wish I would have stayed on Nvidia too. Yeah. AI can make the market move like crazy this couple years. Yeah, I remember you, Falcon. Hey, congrats, bro. I talked about you right after the earnings call. I was like, hey, that guy that had those 390 call options is loving life right now, man. So, hey, congrats, dude. Your options should be sitting really nicely right now. Odds not many investors nor traders would touch such a high run yet as running. Yeah, which is really interesting. Yeah, I mean, I told people AI would be huge, bro. I got a lot of people kind of arguing against me. I told people AI would be big like 3 months ago. I told people, man, AI is huge, bro. I told people, again, from like as somebody that programs, and I'm not trying to claim to be the greatest programmer ever. I'm not acting like I'm just some genius programmer, but I know how to program and I've built things. and mobile applications and stuff like that as a JavaScript, React Native programmer. So like I know how to program. The fact that this changes that landscape so dramatically now moving forward in everything, both how you produce, how much you can produce, the volume that you can produce code at, and all that stuff. You know, I knew AI would be huge. I knew AI would be big. I understood it completely. And again, I got a lot of people got weird with me about it, man. But like, obviously in hindsight, I was right, because AI is huge now. Stocks are running up big. Chat GPT and Google are running up. And so, you know, AI is going to be big, man. It's going to change things. I think it's going to create and hurt jobs. It's going to create jobs. It's going to cause people to lose jobs too. So I think it's going to be a little bit of both. It's going to raise the technical bar and standard for everything. That's for sure. So Nvidia back over 390s. I knew coding before AI. I'm a self-taught programmer, but I've been learning. Again, I'm mostly like a JavaScript, front end developer. So if you don't, for those that don't know code and what I'm talking about here, a front end developer is basically like somebody who builds websites, or somebody who builds front end, which is design. It's kind of cosmetic programming. So like I can build a web page that has different things, or I can build a mobile app that has different things. Front end is basically like UI development. Back end means like functional programming, like you're building databases, or you build stuff like that. And so basically back end is a lot there's a higher skill in back end programming than front end programming, and that's not me. I'm not a back end programmer. I can't build databases and all that stuff, but I can build some cool apps. But anyways, at this point in time, Chat GPT could probably build some cool apps, and yeah, it's going to change the landscape completely. Yeah, I can make it look pretty. Yeah, I know Python as well. Python's a very literal language. Like in programming vocabulary, Python's very literal. And so it's not super strict in terms of syntax. It's very literal. So I know a little bit of Python too. Python was the first language I learned. Yeah, it's all good, Raphael. Old school C++ here. Nice, man. Yeah, C++ looks like freaking hieroglyphics to me. But nah, C++ is the old school. I took some classes in C++ in college. But yeah, Chat GPT. I mean, millionaires are being made right now in AI without question. Not just like investing in AI, but millionaires are being made in AI businesses is what's going on. Like AI businesses are progressing, like arbitrage, like all this different stuff is happening in AI. Hey, nice. Khalif. My favorite AI meme about programming is to replace programmers with AI. Clients will need to accurately describe what they want. Yeah, for sure. I'm also in Carvana. Yeah, JavaScript is pretty easy. I mean, we all use the form of HTML and CSS in the old MySpace. So like if you never use MySpace, if you're too young and you've never used MySpace, MySpace was built like you would customize your profile. And this was back before like really complex user interfaces and stuff like that, where you basically had to program your own, not program. CSS and HTML are not real programming. They're kind of like a bridge to programming. But you can basically customize with CSS and HTML on MySpace. And so, but yeah, SPY moving up a little bit. I should have held my little dip buy there. Hey, what's up, Cal? Hey, nice XTR. Yeah, Bard's cool, man. Bard's actually pretty solid. Yeah, MySpace was fun. Hey, nice, TJ. I'm gonna put a timer up since we got some time here. So we got about an hour and 5 minutes. All right, so here is when the numbers come out. Here's Nvidia skyrocket up to 390s. Oh yeah, for sure. Nvidia's got some millionaire employees now. The advertising industry will nearly go away. Yeah, I think, we were talking about it earlier, but I think like stockbrokers are going to go away within 20 years. Look at Microsoft. Microsoft just broke highs, got up to 322 right now, 322 for Microsoft. So Microsoft just broke highs. But yeah, I think stockbrokers are going to go away because I think people don't need the public to tell them what to buy anymore. Like you don't need to pay somebody to like buy something for you. Technology has evolved so much to where the user can now just kind of buy it themselves pretty easily. Access to brokerages and all that stuff is much easier now. And so you don't need person stockbrokers anymore. Like one person buying stuff for you. You just don't need that anymore. And so that's going to go away. And as for advertising, what really is changing, guys, is media. Like media is going to go away. Like TV channels, like they're going away. Like people don't use TV channels anymore. Like I don't watch TV like that anymore. And I don't think many people do. I think sometimes you got some people that like watching the news. I'm not a big news watcher. But media is changing, from a TV style media landscape to what we have now, which is social media based. Lost over 50,000 on Netflix earnings. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, again, just be careful. Yeah, Chappie was cool. I like the movie. People don't use TV channels. They use them, but the people who watch TV channels are much lower. Let me explain. All right. People use on demand. So people have channels and they watch the shows on demand now. The people don't tune into classical TV anymore. So they don't tune into classic TV. Like they don't scroll through channels looking for something to watch anymore. Instead, UI has evolved. And in that regard, like advertising is still there, but it's not the most effective anymore. If that makes sense. I like John when talking about changes in consumers. Yeah, Netflix. Netflix is the future, man. Netflix. I told people when Netflix had this big crash, I told people I like Netflix. So Netflix dropped all the way down to like 140s or 170s, 160s. So when Netflix was weak, it had happened from like a couple big earnings drops. It dropped from 700 down to where it is now. It's still down 50% relative to where it was, but like I like Netflix. Netflix is the future of media. Their quality's getting better too. Yeah. Hey, y'all go sub to Tony's channel. He's up to 107 subs. Y'all go give that man a subscribe. Just remember, Tony, slow and steady growth, brother. Slow and steady growth. Yeah, give that man his pity sub. Where's Sarah McLachlan out? In the arms of the angels. Give Tony some subs. John, can you talk a bit about Disney? It is really crashing while the other stocks are going up. I know I am an investor, but it's not easy to see your money evaporate. Well, Disney's back up today. Disney basically bounced all the way back from $88.40 to almost $90 in pre-market today. So again, I mean, I guess like I don't know what to tell you, Raphael, with Disney. It's your call, of course. I have no idea what it's going to do. Genuinely no idea. Maybe it crashes more. I think it could crash more, to be honest. But I'm not worried about it at all, personally, myself. But, like, do what you got to do, man. Again, I really don't know. Again, I'm holding it long term. And so I think in 2 years, Disney's going to be higher than where it is now. But the question is, do you have time to hold it that long, Raphael? And again, I don't even know if it's going to do that. Nothing's guaranteed. It's just really, Disney is part of a diversified portfolio of stocks right now, which right now, again, I don't want anybody to copy me, but right now that includes PayPal that I bought on the dip, JP Morgan, gold, and I'll probably add a little bit more in my swing trading portfolio. And now I have longer term trades, but yeah, man, again, in my opinion, the way you really have to look at Disney is long term. Generally, when Disney pulls back this much, it bounces, but nothing is for sure. Nothing's 100% in trading. Just be careful, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you, Melissa. I think that's the way to do it. That's the way. I've made money on Disney a lot. And again, we ended up selling most of our position on the bounce back to 94, 95, back on the 18th. So we ended up cutting like a week ago. We took most of our position off, and we had hundreds and hundreds of shares. We still got some shares. Like I still added back, but my average is pretty close to where we are now, to be honest. Like we're within $1 something of where we are now. And so like we're still doing all right. Yeah, we're like $1.50 away from where we are now. So like we're pretty close, and it's not a huge position anymore. But that's all relative. Like what's a small position to me might be a large position to y'all. So it just depends on how you're looking at it. But I really think you got to just be patient with it. But who knows? Hey, what's up, Sam? Good morning, John. Thanks so much for the Nvidia stream yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully I didn't say. Yeah, I don't know, Sam. Dude, honestly, we had so many people there, Sam, and the chat was moving so quickly. I don't, no offense to you, bro, but I don't even know what you said. I can look it up if you want me to. I don't know if you want me to, though. Hey, John, wasn't sure if you answered my question on GDP revision, if there's a forecast. I unfortunately was at the beginning of the video and not live. So this is just, so right now, it's just a forecast. So again, I think it's expected at 1.1%, which is what it was, which is what it's been. So this is just prelim updates. So this is just kind of updating the view of it, if that makes sense, right? So basically, right now we are expecting 1.1%, which is what we showed up. So right now we're expecting 1.1% on the quarter. So this is the quarterly expectations for the first quarter. So now they'll update it. Previous was 2.6%. But again, this is just revisions. Jobless claims coming out today too is at 250. We got about an hour till everything drops too. Nvidia calls, take a profit. Nice, man. Yeah, I've been watching PLTR just fly up here. I've been watching PLTR just ramp, man. And this thing is moving. And for a company that I'm very skeptical of, it's moving. Yeah, all good, trader. So we're gonna do a poll. So we're gonna do a poll on Twitter. And so we asked people, will this help or hurt the market? Make the poll a little bit longer. We'll post this here. Also, y'all do me a favor. Bump those likes up. We almost got 100 likes. Y'all can do better than that, team. Am I out of my coffee already, bro? Dude, I have drank this whole cup of coffee in like an hour. Man, dude, I'm gonna have to go make myself another coffee, bro. I've been running through these coffees way too fast now. Buying TQQ and SQ today. I mean, good luck, Josh, man. I hope you make some money. Can you do a MySpace poll too? Yeah, coming soon, bro. Yeah, definitely top 3 coffee drinkers in the world for sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel you, Derek. Nvidia's up a lot, you know. But hey, I'm not mad about it. What is this playing? I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what kind of music's playing. No, I think it was a troll. Yeah, Google ripping up. Microsoft flying up as well. Look at Microsoft on the right, so it's popping. SPY at 413s here. Again, SPY dipping down to 413.30s here. So part of me wants to buy the dip now. But again, I wanted to buy the dip last time, and then it just kind of kept on dipping. And so I think I'll just wait. The news doesn't classify as non-farm payroll. No. No, this is none of those. This is GDP and jobless claims. So this is not CPI, not non-farm payroll, and not the FOMC meeting. So this is none of that stuff. So this is lesser economic data. It's GDP and jobless claims. Jobless claims drops weekly. GDP drops monthly, but it's revised quarterly data, right? So they'll just update the quarterly, data with whatever comes out today. It's basically what it is. Also, Tesla today, green like the market. Yeah, I mean, Tesla's up, isn't it? Yeah, Tesla's up today. It's bouncing back. I'm really curious to see if we hit that 200. That's my best friend. What the heck is this? Sounds like Kodak Black. That's my best friend. Listen to this. Best friend. That's my best friend. I forgot to put on instrumentals here. I'm sorry, guys. Oh man, hilarious. Yeah, all good, one good. No worries, man. What's up, Florida? Should I add or lessen my Nvidia position? I have no idea. Do what you do. Good luck, man. John, I missed the Nvidia call yesterday. Obviously, it was good. I don't even. Let me see. I don't even know. Let me check the. All right, so it says Repubs and Dems are still tens of billions of dollars apart, despite the gap narrowing, according to Politico. So yeah, Nvidia numbers were definitely good. You can see them on the bottom of the screen here. But like, whew, I think people are saying this is one of the single biggest run-ups on any particular day. Yeah, the Nvidia news is so big. Yeah, so guidance came out better than expected. So they guided for 11 billion, which was better than expected for the second quarter revenue. They see second quarter revenue 11 billion plus or minus 2% versus that's why. So this is why. So Chris, you want to see why Nvidia ran up? This is why. Is that like look at this stat right here. So look at that stat right there. So that is why Nvidia is doing so well here, is because Nvidia guided way better than expected. So again, they expected 7.15 billion for second quarter guidance, 2024 guidance. They ended up showing 11 billion plus or minus 2%. So crazy good numbers for guidance specifically. So again, people are talking about PE ratio. They guided really well. And remember, Top Step sale ends today, guys. So if you want to take advantage of the 30% off sale on Top Step, and again, we've been doing pretty well. Again, Top Step, what they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. And so like we've been doing pretty well. Here's my last 7 days. And so they give you a demo, they test your skill. If you can hit the target on their demo, which the base one is 50K. So if you can hit their 50K target while following their rules, they fund you 50K. Once you pass it with a 90% split, they pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. It really is a great middle ground to learn how to trade. And their 30% off sale ends today. And so they also have some pretty big news dropping later on, within the next month. And I know about it already. I can't speak, but it's pretty exciting news. And so you might want to be a part of Top Step now before the news drops, because it's really, really good news. Really good news. I'll post the link here. Yeah, way better guidance is what happened here. So this is just way better guidance. Yeah, man, Nvidia flying up. The NASDAQ is moving much more sensible to the E-mini right now. The ladder looks very trappy. Yeah, a lot of this I made on the NASDAQ, to be honest. I've been trading the NASDAQ a lot more. This company is doing great. It already has multiple contracts with Mercedes and other autos for their voice recognition systems, including other companies, SOUN. Yeah, I mean, it's gapping up. You know me, though. I'm very skeptical of penny stocks. And, the reason I'm skeptical of penny stocks is because most of their long-term charts look like this, despite short-term bounces. Most of their long-term charts look like this. So that's just a pretty rough-looking chart. Are you considering AI? No. I'm not going to. AI live streams don't make any sense. Again, I just don't need to. I like running this channel. And I think people like my channel because I'm honest. Yeah, they do free coaching. Ruma, it teaches you how to trade. It basically gives you risk levels. It allows you to build rules. They have one-on-one funding coaches and like a bunch of stuff, man. Yeah, I mean, AI trading or streaming is just not going to work. People want personalities to tune in, and AI is just not that yet, All right, guys. So we are testing that 390 level again. Again, guys, Nvidia back up to 390s here. The SPY popping up as well. We got about 40 minutes here. Here's the cue. So tech has been loving this, obviously, with Nvidia's rise. It's kind of dragging everything else up. AMD and other chip stocks. Uh, Again, guys, so we are moving up to 390s here. BMR flying. Good morning, PLTR. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about PLTR. Nvidia's still up there. What is let me see, BM. Wow, look at Biomed. Biotech stock running up to 620s right now. Again, 391s now for Nvidia. Huge rip up here. 391s for Nvidia right now. Yeah, AMD has flown up here. Is crypto going to make it? I can't get out of its own way. Yeah, I mean, I think it depends, man. I think a lot of crypto is going to be fine. I think a lot of them are not going to be fine, though. So I think it really depends on what's going on out there. So again, I think some crypto is going to be okay. Some are not. Also, vote on the Twitter poll we got going on right now. So we do have a Twitter poll. There's the Twitter poll right there. Vote on that poll. We appreciate it. Let's keep the growth up. Hey, what's up, Lemming? I never use Discord. Piano vibes, yeah, for sure. Nvidia really went from 300 to almost 400. Yeah, it's up 25%. It's up over that, really. So like if we look at this move here on the last 20 days, it's up over 25% in the last 10 days, which is just obscenely big moves, of course. Yeah, we love. Hey, thank you guys. We appreciate you guys. Yeah, just y'all be careful. Again, I'm Nvidia's up a little bit too much for my taste here, so I'm not. It's just not my style of trade. You know what I mean? It's just not my style of trade. Again, we got 30 minutes until the numbers come out. 30 minutes, guys. Again, Nvidia up to 391s now. Let's see if it hit 395. So 395 is the pre-market high. That is the big level that everybody's kind of watching. Remember that price targets are based mostly on runs in the company. How makes the I mean, guidance is good though. Like that's the big thing. Like guidance is pretty good. Yeah, if the Fed pauses, I don't know, man. Let me look at the CME watch tool. Again, SPY up to 413s here. Nvidia starting to break those highs again at 392s. So huge runs right now. Buy the dip, not the rip. Yeah, I don't ever buy the. I think high of the day breaks are. I think high of the day breaks cause a lot of new traders to lose money. And I'll explain how. Like if you look at new traders, they're always talking about high of the day break this, high of the day break that. High of the day breaks don't work most of the time. I mean, everything has its niche, right? Everything, there's always outliers. Like there's probably specific stocks and specific time frames where high of the day breaks work, but most of the time they don't. Most of the time what happens is the stock goes up and then just gets slammed down. You know why? It's because experienced traders take profit at those levels. But I think when you have stocks like Nvidia doing what Nvidia is doing, this might be a little bit different. I think these high of the day breaks are a little bit different than what we normally typically see. I think the momentum and the hype and the energy that's getting pushed into Nvidia right now makes it a little bit more interesting to watch. Again, I'm not saying the high of the day break is going to work, but I do think this is a little bit different than just a typical like high of the day break. Again, new traders, just be careful. SPY going up to 414s. Again, BMR dropping down to 490s. Yeah, hey, this playlist is old, but hey. Yeah, Nvidia's doing well. But again, the guidance numbers are what the interesting part of Nvidia. I think, future guidance projections is what's causing Nvidia to rip up. But you guys know me. I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert. I don't act like a guru. I don't sell a course. I'm just kind of I'm just kind of hanging out here, giving people free economic and stock data. Yeah, Nvidia up 25% in 10 days. A little bit more than that, actually. What's Lowe's doing? Gonna have a huge bounce Thursday and Friday. I don't get the 8 a.m. jump. Yeah, so we're up to 393s for Nvidia. The SPY is loving this too, and everything else is kind of following it up here. If we look at Apple, we look at everything. Basically, is running up. Most tech stocks are flying up right now, guys. And we still got 25, 30 minutes until this data comes out. We got about 500 people here, so hey, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell. Nvidia up to 393s, SPY at 414, Apple at 171s. Again, we got some movement here in Nvidia. Just tapped 395, so it hasn't actually broken this high yet, but it's right at that level. Apple doing pretty rough on the day, so Apple actually down in pre-market. The SPY is loving this though, and again, we are right at 395 for Nvidia, about to break the high again. So right at that level, about to break high levels again here, team. 8 a.m. is when a lot of traders get their trading opened up, is why we start to see volatility right at 8 a.m. But yeah, we are, again, right at this 395 level here, right at 395. SPY at 414s. Nvidia is a freight train. Palantir up 75% in over 2 weeks. NQ is so strong right now, I just can't find another decent entry. Yeah, I mean, the whole markets are running up on this stuff, man. Again, Nvidia is saving the market. And again, I talked about it yesterday where it's one of those situations where the market, the last couple big earnings reports, like Apple earnings, Amazon earnings, the last few, the market has basically dumped ahead of them. And then when the earnings come out, so Nvidia just tapped 396 as its new high, 396. Which kind of shows you how serious, like the previous high was 395. That little bitty blip was $1 a share. So it's up to 396 of the lifetime high. But yeah, the last couple times we've had big earnings come out. That saved the market after a really big red, few weeks. So we'll see if we continue back up here. But man, just a crazy market action over the last few days. And again, with the debt ceiling stuff, with all of that stuff going on, it's just kind of a weird market. It really is. Again, we'll see how GDP and jobless claims numbers come in. Jobless claims are expected at 250,000 as well. So jobless claims numbers are expected at 250K also. So jobless claims numbers are expected at 250K. I guess the question here is, will this help or hurt the market? Is this going to help the market? Is it going to hurt the market? I don't know. Again, if you want to do me a favor, vote on this poll right here. Give me a follow on Twitter as well. There's my Twitter link if you want to help your boy. Give me a follow. But yeah, let's see if we can continue going up here, guys. It's really fun, man. Does neither to overall market. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's an unemployment number, and so I think higher jobless claims will cause the market to drop because of inflation fears right now. I think higher jobless claims will cause a negative response in markets because of inflation fears. Yeah, Nvidia flying. Testing that 396 level again. NQ still revving up. Look how strong the NASDAQ is right now. Again, so we rejected at 396, the NASDAQ pumping up. Part of me wants to buy this pullback here. Let me know if you guys think I should. I just don't see how raising the debt ceiling is bullish for the markets. I think getting the deal done and not going into default is bullish for the market. And I think there's an argument for a pullback buy here because of, I think the debt ceiling talks, they've never defaulted in history. And so I think they're not going to default now. And I think there might be an argument because when they announce that the deal is done, it'll make the market go up, most likely. But you never know for sure. And of course, it's just kind of a guess here. What's the best mattress to buy? I don't know, man. It's been a while since I bought a mattress. There's a bunch of cool ones. I like Posturepedic mattresses, but they could also get really kind of hot. So, it varies. But yeah. House members on 3-day weekend. Yeah. Debt ceiling. Who said Bitcoin is ripping up $100? I mean, Bitcoin. It's up 26.3 thousand. I mean, it's going up a lot over the last few days, or over the last 24 hours, I should say. But it's still down a lot on the last week. They will default and go down in June 14th. Pause and rip again. I don't think they're going to pause. I mean, they might pause. I think the odds and probabilities are actually showing more pause. I traded in Nvidia yesterday. Nvidia moving like a penny stock. Yeah, it really is. Wait till 10 minutes after the open. Yeah, I'm ready for it, to be honest. Yeah. Again, Disney tried to pop up. Again, SPY up to 414s here. Nvidia at 395s. Nvidia at 396s. Again, NQ at 14K, but roughly just under 14K. We got about $50 a share to hit 14K, but the NASDAQ has just been loving this, man. Right, so the NASDAQ's biggest weighted stocks: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Google, Tesla, Google 2, and Nvidia. So Nvidia is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Nvidia is the 8th most heavily weighted stock in the NASDAQ. And so that's probably why the NASDAQ's ripping up with the SPY itself. Here's the SPY run too. So the SPY is looking really nice as well. SPY breaking highs of pre-market again. I think these are the highs of pre-market. Yeah. So SPY just broke the highs of pre-market again. There goes Nvidia ripping up. It's at 396.30s now. It hit the highs of 396.30s for Nvidia. Huge run, guys, here. A huge run. They will issue treasury bonds immediately if and when the debt ceiling is raised. And of course, I don't want to default. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, this is a crazy big move, man. Again, I was skeptical of it too. I didn't think it would hit that. I follow the Dow. I follow a little bit of everything. What's the Dow at? Like 30-something thousand. Let me see. So I follow the Dow. Yeah, the Dow's at 33,000 right now, give or take. So I follow it for sure. All right, guys, we got a little bit less than 20 minutes here. Nvidia just tapped highs. It's at 396s. TJ Hammer spike is because governor just commented. Mother of all short squeezes is Nvidia. Yeah, I mean AMC. Again, AMC's just struggling. It's up a little bit today, but it's back down to 4s. That's my problem. Is like people get so wrapped up. Nvidia's still breaking high, so the real mother of all short squeezes has been Nvidia here. What's Nvidia's short float? That's what I'm curious about. Oh, Nvidia short float right now. Nvidia short float is only about 1%, 1.5%. Nvidia rip it over highs. Will it break 308? It looks like it will. The real question is, will it break 400 today, which is really not outside the realm of possibility. We're pretty close to that now. And so the real question is, will we hit 400 today? And I think we probably will. There's nothing for sure, of course. There's always no guarantee in markets, but I think it's possible we do. 397.50s here, guys. 397.50s. Again, the SPY at 414s. Again, still running up. 400. We're not that far away. Again, we're about $2.25 away. We go into 420s. All right, 398s for Nvidia here, man. Wow, 398s. Still ramping up big here, guys. Yeah, I think 400 is like a magnet right now. I think it's pushing closer and closer each time. Let's see, the SPY hit 420 as well. Elon will love that, I'm sure. You know. All right, so we tapped 398 again. We're back up to 398. Nvidia is still flying up. The Nasdaq's ripping up. The SPY is flying up as well. What are you buying today? Whew, I don't know. SPY just broke highs again, got up to 414.60s here. 414.60s. We still got 10 minutes before this number comes out. A little bit over 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. I think there could be profit taken at the open, but I think it depends. GDP is expected at 1.1%. 1.1%. And again, I don't know what we're going to get here. I don't know what it's going to show up as. Again, 1.1% is what they're expected. Jobless claims are expected at 250,000. And then remember, tomorrow we have PCE, which is going to be bigger than this. So PCE is going to be important. If you don't know what PCE is, so again, Nvidia almost up to 399s right now. So really, really close to 400 here for Nvidia. Really, really close. But again, if you don't know what PCE is, all right, just 399.50s for Nvidia, about to tap $400 a share. Wow. crazy, man. Nvidia hit. Nvidia hit $400 today. $399.50s is the new high at pre-market. We're getting pretty close here. Very close. Any leg up could help us hit 400 right now. So crazy. Yeah, so PCE is actually really big. PCE is the personal consumption expenditure, which is what the Fed actually uses to gauge inflation. It's what the Fed's preferred inflationary gauge is. And so if you don't know it, it basically is an inflation metric that the Fed uses to figure out how bad inflation is at any given point in time. The Fed has come out numerous times and said that their preferred inflation gauge is PCE. And again, PCE drops tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, as well as durable good orders. And so PCE will be a big stream. It'll be very relevant for market activity. It'll be very relevant for movement in markets, for recession, inflation fears, for market fears, for debt ceiling news. It's just going to be relevant. It's going to tell us what pricing looks like in this country so far. And again, it's what the Fed uses to gauge how bad inflation actually is right now. So yeah, we'll see. I'm super excited to see what we get for that. And yeah. Again, right under $400 here. I guess the question is, will we hit $400? Market is fake. No, market's about psychology, not market health. A lot of people bet on market health, and then when it doesn't work out, they say, "Oh, the market's fake." It's not about company health, guys. It's indirectly about company health, but what it really is mass psychology. Like, it's how the market moves. It's how the public views things, and sometimes the public can be very unreasonable. So sometimes you get what looks to be unreasonable moves, but that's because it's a market. Sometimes you get pumps, sometimes you get bubbles, sometimes you get, high prices, sometimes you get low prices, sometimes you get, discrepancies. It's just kind of mass psychology is how it goes. Again, guys, we got about 6 minutes left, about 6 minutes. Hey, what's up, Roman? Again, people tend to be wrong and then say the market's manipulated and that. I see it all the time. People will be like, yeah, this penny stock's going to go to the moon. It's going to go crazy. This penny stock is the greatest ever. It's the next Amazon. It's going to go crazy. And then in 6 months, that penny stock's at like 5 cents a share, down 99% or whatever. And instead of being like, yeah, I was wrong, they say, oh, market's manipulated. It's just kind of like, all right, well, are you just saying that because you're wrong, though? Because I was definitely wrong with Nvidia. I'm not trying to be self-righteous. I was definitely wrong with Nvidia here. Again, guys, we got about 5.5 minutes. We got about 800 people here. Yeah, dollar cost averaging certainly works. It's one of the most powerful things to do in the market. Again, value investing and dollar cost averaging works. All right, guys, we got about 800 people here. We're pulling back a little bit ahead of this 400 move. You guys got to think this is liquidity from traders. Like, traders see this big pump up. It's big volatility. It's big movement here. So traders want to be a part of it. So what do? They buy it up. They attack it. That's kind of how it goes. I thought about shorting Nvidia before earnings yesterday. Yeah, I mean, good thing. Hey, we tried dirt bike. It is manipulated though. Oh, for sure. I mean, it always is. But again, There's nobody that cries manipulation more than someone who's wrong about a potential move. You know what I mean? Like, think about it objectively. Nobody cries manipulation more than somebody who's wrong. You know, that's just kind of how it goes. I see it all the time. Again, it's hard for me to hear it because, again, what I'll see, this is what I'll see. All right. I'll see people come to my stream and they'll be like, yo, the market's going to crash. The market's going to tank. It's doom and gloom. You know, the end of the market is as we know it. The SPY is going to drop down 80%. You know, the SPY is going to be at 78. The SPY is going to be at $84, you know, within the next month. You'll see. You watch. You'll see. They make some really brave prediction that's very unlikely, right? And then when that doesn't happen, they're like, oh, well, it would have worked, but the market's manipulated. It's like, well, anybody can say that, though. You know, anybody can say that. I can say, hey, Blockbuster should have survived, but manipulation happened, so, you know, it didn't. You know what I mean? This is why psychologists make even better traders than economists. Yeah, 100%. I agree. AMD's up in sympathy from Nvidia. So people watch Nvidia rip up, and they understand the sympathy movement that we're going to get in microchips from it. Is why AMD is up. Yeah, buy this penny stock. Trust me, bro. Source. Hey, greatest top 3 sources ever in the world right now. Definitely top 3. All right, we also got to throw this thing in sub-only mode. We've grown a crazy amount over the last couple days. So, and it's up to 398s for Nvidia. College fund into Mullen. Blockbuster should have survived, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. I know, man. Listen. Blockbuster for life, bro. You know? Honestly, we've grown by thousands of subs over the last week. So shout out to you guys. We appreciate the love. Hey, what's up, trader? Hey, good luck, dude. Hey, yes, sir. Cap. By Redbox. Yeah, Redbox, the GOAT. Again, guys, we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes before the data is released. We got a little bit under 1,000 people here. Redbox, bro. They told me people tried to genuinely argue for Redbox's strength. I don't know if you guys remember that. People genuinely argued for Redbox. I told them, bro, like, y'all are arguing for Blockbuster here. They say, oh, well, manipulation, bro. Redbox. It's like, bro, y'all be quiet. You know? There's nobody that wants me to be quiet more than somebody that knows I'm talking about them. You know? Dude, I love Blockbuster, bro. I grew up in the 90s, dude. Blockbuster was great. I loved it. You know, you go there, you get some snow caps. You know, you rent some movies. You rent some horror movies. You know, that was the time back then. That was my days. Blockbuster would have survived. Yeah, Netflix was offering to partner and get bought out by Blockbuster, and Blockbuster said no. They said, we don't need Netflix. You know, Netflix is not the business model we're in or whatever it is. And then within a couple years, Blockbuster was no more. I think Blockbuster ended up getting bought out by America Online. If I remember correctly. I might be wrong, though. We got less than a minute, guys. Less than 1 minute here, team. Less than a minute. Again, 1.1% GDP expectations here. 1.1%. We are waiting here. Ready. Jobless claims expected at 250,000. 1.1%. Jobless claims 250K. All right, we got about a couple seconds here, guys. Couple seconds. All right, guys. 9 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're caught up on stream, team, if you haven't already. All right, guys, there's the release. The GDP data is not out yet. All right, there goes GDP, 1.3%, higher growth than expected. 1.3% versus 1.1% expected for GDP data. Again, 1.3%. Jobless claims came in low. So we had high employment, low unemployment, and more economic growth than expected here. Again, jobless claims came in low. GDP data came in high. Both good for inflation. The question I have here is, do you think they'll raise rates from this report? And so again, jobless claims came in low, GDP came in high versus expectations. And so again, the question is, do you think that we raise rates now from this data. And again, we cover it quickly, guys. Subscribe. We cover this data very fast. Every weekday we cover this data. Again, 229 jobless claims versus 250 expected here. We'll put this data up on screen. There's the number right there. Again, 1.3% GDP versus 1.1% expected jobless claims came in at 229,000 versus 245,000 expected here. So lower jobless claims, which is more people working. High GDP data, which is economic growth. And so far, the market hasn't really reacted too much to this. It's down to 414s. PCE data will be a much bigger release tomorrow. Yeah, will they raise rates now? Again, most people are expecting them to pause. The question is now, do we raise rates? Because we have economic growth. We have high employment, low unemployment. We have more economic growth and GDP increase. So again, the recession fears are going pretty close to bye-bye. Again, I don't think we're going to, just ignore everything. I don't think we're going to raise rates aggressively. But I think the argument now is, do they raise rates? And again, I don't know. I think the most people are still expecting a pause. All right, so put this number up on screen. And again, subscribe, guys. We cover this stuff all day, every day. We cover all the stuff. We cover all the data very quickly. And again, for everybody here, if you haven't checked out TopStep's last day of their sale is today. TopStep is the most legit futures funded program in the world. They pay out millions of dollars every year to their funded traders. They fund thousands and thousands of traders a year. They are the most legit. They've been around for over a decade. They're who everybody else copies off of. A lot of the other programs, you're going to struggle to get your money when you withdraw. TopStep is the most legit. They pay out millions every year. What they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. And just taking the challenge builds you as a trader. It teaches you how to trade better. But you're limiting your risk when you're learning and when you're growing and trying to get funded. So if you lose TopStep, you're only down like 130, 120 something if you use my link right now with the sale. But if you pass it, you still keep 90% of your profit. There's no PDT rule. You can day trade and short in futures with no PDT rule. You can day trade the S&P 500. You can day trade currencies. You can day trade gold, silver. You can day trade, all these different things in the futures market with no PDT rule. It's actually where most pro traders trade. You can essentially trade the spot in the futures market. If you want to check it out, here is the link. Great way to help support your boy here. So this isn't high unemployment, McFortune. This is high employment, not unemployment. So this is low unemployment, high employment. This is high employment and economic growth. So this is essentially low unemployment and economic growth is what this is. GDP growth doesn't count as much because it's calculated based on value, not quantity sold. So technically, even if less goods is being sold at a higher price, then we're going to have a GDP growth. Yeah, I mean, people will always people pushing for a crash. Again, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to get. What I do know is that Nvidia dipping down didn't quite hit 400. It was pretty close, but now we're finally pulling back. The SPY is pulling back. And so it looks like the market doesn't like economic growth, right? So what does that mean? That means the market's now fearing inflation. Right. This reaction to this report shows the market's fearing inflation still. If it didn't fear inflation, GDP growth would be good. Higher than expected GDP growth would be good. More employment, lower unemployment would be seen as a positive if we weren't fearing inflation. But because we're fearing inflation, what's happening? The market's dropping on this report. And so again, what does this show? This shows that I think the probabilities that we're going to raise rates are going to go up a little bit. I'm not saying we're going to raise rates during the next Fed meeting, but what I'm saying is I think the probability of that rate hike is going to go up some here. Oh, no, it's a futures broker. So again, in futures, you can trade the S&P 500, you can trade the NASDAQ, and what's called the NQ and what's called the E-mini. It's the S&P 500 mini. Look at gold. All right, so here's the NQ on the right. Here's gold. Woo! Gold jumping on this news here, just dropping. Big drop. Everything else is kind of moving up, but gold, not loving this. Not loving life right now. Gold dipping heavily. I was in a bigger position of gold, but I ended up cutting it yesterday. It looks like it was the right move. I might add back on a pullback here, but we'll wait. Yeah, it could be a reversal back up. I don't know, but look at gold dump here, guys. So gold is crashing down. All right, let me take a picture of this. Wow. Yeah, so gold is dumping down big on this report here, which is interesting. All right, so it fell down pretty big here. GC at 1940s here, 1940s. Yeah, I use technicals to trade. Did the probabilities change for a rate hike? They're not going to change yet. You probably got to wait a little while to see them change. Let me see. So yesterday, yeah, so they have gone up a little bit. So again, yesterday this was at about 70 to 30, and now it's at about 64 to 36. So the probabilities have gone up for a rate hike. It's up to almost 40% now. So probabilities for a rate hike. And again, what this shows is economic growth, right? It shows economic growth in a market that fears inflation. You paid Bruthin. Playing for 340 on the Q. Hey, good luck, bro. Q's up a lot. It could hit it, but it's probably going to happen in market hours if it does. Are you buying the Nvidia dip is the question here. SPY started to pop back up a little bit. Look at the SPY bounce. Yeah, all good, Ricky. No worries, dude. Is the probability reduced? The probability that they're going to raise rates went up. Because, again, you got to understand this mindset. Okay, you have to understand this mindset. It's a balancing act of inflation versus recession fears. Okay, like that's what's going on here. It's a balancing act of recession versus inflation fears. In that regard, if the market is resilient to recessions, then the Fed is going to be more likely to raise rates to curb inflation, right? So if the market is doing well and seems resilient and we're having economic growth and employment is high and unemployment is low, what is the Fed going to do? The Fed's going to say, hey, well, we're pretty safe here. Why don't we go ahead and raise rates and try to cut down inflation to hit our targets, right? And so that's kind of the mindset here. And so that's what I'm saying. If the market is showing economic growth and low unemployment like today, then the Fed is going to say, okay, well, the market's looking resilient. Maybe we can raise rates a little bit more and try to curb inflation since the market's showing resiliency in terms of a recession woe, if that makes sense, right? So that's the way you have to look at it. That is why the probabilities went up. Look at the SPY bounce right here at the 200 EMA volume weighted average price level. Look at that SPY 200 EMA VWAP bounce. Why didn't you buy Nvidia when it was at 200? I mean, why didn't I buy Apple in 2000? Why didn't I buy Amazon in 2003? You know, why don't I go back in time and buy gold 30 years ago, bro? You know, it just is. All right. How was a rainbow made? It just is. Okay. Sorry for all my Joe Dirt fans. Y'all know the reference. But yeah, the Q bounced it up a little bit, Tony. So you might be doing nice. Look at the SPY fly up here. So a delayed reaction now. McCarthy says negotiators have made some progress on the debt ceiling and there are some outstanding issues, but negotiators worked well past midnight last night. To give you some news on the debt ceiling, that's kind of what's going down in those markets right now. If you're 16, I don't really have any advice for you, bro. Ask your parents, dude. No offense to you. You know, good luck. Why didn't I force them to watch sooner? Miss Cleo knows. Yeah, huge pop. Back up to the highs here. Nvidia didn't follow it up, though, so this is from something else. So this isn't from Nvidia. What's making the market pop, though, I guess is the question here. Walmart down. Google breaking highs, so maybe Google. Microsoft breaking highs. So a lot of tech stocks are doing well. Apple, Nvidia, or Apple, Microsoft, they're doing up. They're going up short term right now. Hey, what's up, Tilly? Yeah, dude, I don't want any of that smoke from 16-year-olds, bro. I don't want any of that, dude. I want to have nothing to do with that. Too liability ridden for me, man. You guys know me. I'm very risk averse. Again, Apple pumping up. Disney bouncing up a little bit too. Google moving up. Microsoft moving up. Yeah, it's repricing from AI, 100%. That's what it is. Yeah, summary of Nvidia call. Cough, 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 cough. AI, cough, cough, cough is what the AI call, the Nvidia call said. Yeah, quote of the day, Phoenix. Bro, kids that age are crazy, bro. They really are crazy, man. Yeah, Germany officially announced a recession. Apple is making iPhone more useful via iOS 17 when lying idle and a lot more. Hey, congrats to him, dude. Let him do his thing, man. I'm not mad at him, bro. Make your money, dude. I'm just not going to give you any advice whatsoever because, you know, again, ask your parents, kid. I mean, it's 7:40 in the morning. My kids are probably up, you know. Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and do that, Jay. But again, for me, it has to do with liability. You know, so like y'all can tell them whatever y'all want. I'm not getting involved. ES ripping. Yeah, everything's ripping. SPY just broke highs. Nvidia back up to over 396. Gold is crashing down here, guys. Down to 1940s right now. 1940s. So gold just dumping down here. Is there a dip buy opportunity in gold here? Apple's starting to break up, maybe popping up the previous closing price. Yeah. Again, if you want to day trade some of this volatility, man, I'm starting to do it in futures right now. And you can see my chart over the last week of trading futures, right? I'm basically trading the SPY. If you see me trade the SPY, I can basically do the same thing in futures. I can day trade short futures, no PDT rule. And I can basically buy market, buy bid, sell the ask, just like stocks. Here's the E-mini. I might buy a little pullback, but it's up so much already. I think I just got to wait. But you can see I can buy market, buy bid, sell the ask. Again, if you want to check out more info, check out Top Step. They're a sponsor of mine, but here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. So we got a little dip here. I'm going to start taking a couple contracts too. Maybe add a little bit more. I know we might get some more pullbacks here. And so my plan is to add to it. This is a small size. I'm going to add back to 41.61 here. All right, so we're at 3 contracts. I'll get up to maybe like 4 or 5. All right, so there's 4. We're going to get 1 more. There's 5. Big pullback though, but I'm going to give it time to bounce right here. When I was doing that. Oh, that's cool, clown. You know. This is futures, Tony. There's no PDT in futures, but they're not the same contracts as options. They're not the same type of contracts. These are futures contracts. So this is more like day trading stocks. It's just slightly different. All right, so we're slightly green in this trade now, guys. So you can see we're slightly green. Market is basically ripped up big here. See if we give it a time, but yeah, we're slightly green. All right, so again, slightly green. Let's see if we get a little pop up. Again, this is futures market. We're day trading here. So we're day trading futures right now. Again, there's no PDT rule. I can basically day trade just like stocks. You can check out the Top Step link in the description. All right, so it's dipping down. I'm going to give it some more time. We'll wait, and I'll cut it if it breaks down too much. so we're consolidating here. I'm getting pretty close to cutting this now, though, if we don't get a bounce. You know what I mean? Nvidia still ramping up. I want to see what gold does here. But again, guys, y'all check out Chart Prime too. Chart Prime is a sponsor of mine as well. You can see they're actually really, really cool. So like Chart Prime gives you custom reversals and custom alerts. And number one, they're a sponsor of mine, so I'm biased, of course. But like, check them out, man. I've been watching them very closely lately. They're pretty powerful, dude. They're pretty powerful. So like, look at this, reversal up. And they give you reversal signals. Again, I like the edge of finding multiple showing up together at once. So like, here's 3 candlestick patterns, nice little bounce. Here's 2 different patterns showing up, nice little bounce. But that was yesterday. You can look back to the day before and see even better stuff. Look, here's 3 patterns showing up together as well. You got 2 reversal patterns, or 2 indicator patterns and a reversal signal, bounce. Again, reversal up, bullish engulfing, bounce. And you can use this in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. This is on the SPY right here. But look at this, reversal down, drop, reversal up, bounce, reversal down, drop, reversal up, bounce, reversal down, drop. And so again, I can't fake this. It's actually really, really accurate, in my opinion. This one was wrong, but look, reversal down, drop, reversal down, drop. This one was wrong too, but bounce, drop, bounce, drop. And so the accuracy rate lately has been pretty cool on Chart Prime. And again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. Nobody can. But for $35 a month, it's pretty objectively cheap in my opinion, you know. But again, I'm biased, of course. If you want to check them out, it's you get 40% off if you use my link. Here's the link right here. Yeah, I have a long-term portfolio. Again, I think the biggest edge is long-term trading, by far. Biggest edge you'll get in markets is long-term value investing and dollar cost averaging into it. Yeah, maybe. I mean, again, we're still in our trade and we're pretty flat so far. We're basically break even. I'm trying to let it bounce up a little bit more, test highs potentially here. But again, we're pretty neutral on the trade so far. All right, so there we go. We're now green. I'd like to take a little bit of this off because it has been a struggle to get to my profit zone, but I'm trying to be patient with it as well, you know. Consolidation. Again, we're pretty neutral so far on the trade. I want to give it time. We're starting to dip. I'm going to take half of it off right there just because I don't feel like taking on too much risk, and I'll add back to it if it starts to run. My Benzinga screen. Look, Benzinga, I'm friends with Benzinga's channel, of course, but yeah, it's just been a while since I've promoted Benzinga. Benzinga's great. I think they're great, but I only have a limited number of spots for sponsors. You know what I mean? Disney ramping up too. Market flushing down. Looks like taking that little piece off was the right move. All right, so starting to pop back up. I mean, I kept a little bit of my position here. So we're now green here. So we're going to be pretty flat so far on the trade, but I want to give it time to run. It did fix my average a little bit, so we're kind of slowly day trading this. And it's been a pretty good. I mean, if you want to look at my actual results so far this month, here's my weekly results so far. So we're doing pretty solid here. We're up about 660s or so in this account, or in this week, I mean. All right, so we're starting to pop up some more. I want to give it more time to rip back up, though. I think if this thing pops up some more. So this is the S&P 500. There we go. That's better. All right, we're going to take some profit off, take a little bit more off, lock in the gains here. Still down a little bit on the day, but not a ton. So I can get out the rest. Disney's doing really nicely here. We might have a little pullback dip buy opportunity too. We're going to buy this dip, maybe add another 5 contracts in on the pullback if we get one. I got to wait for a larger pullback though. All right, so there's another. All right, so we're in 4 contracts again. We'll add one more position here. So we bought this little micro pullback right here. Hoping that we can bounce off of this level. So we bought this little pullback here. Hoping that we can bounce off of this level maybe. I see candlesticks, Phoenix. Hey, congrats, bro. I had a dream about the S&P, put up 300%, but the phone died. All right, so we're in 4 contracts here. I haven't added any more to it. We're giving it time. Again, the data came out today. We are kind of slowly day trading the micro E-mini right now. Yeah, I mean, it's small today. Disney's doing nice too. I mean, we're up about $100 today on TOS as well. So like, here's our TOS gain so far. Not quite $100, but this is our P&L so far. We're up about $91 right now on Thinkorswim too. All right, look at Nvidia rise up here. Nvidia at 395.60s here. You can see it at the top. So Nvidia's still pumping. Hey, congrats, Hustle. That's a beautiful trade, bro. That's a life-changing trade. Congrats, dude. All right, so we got our nice little dip here. We're going to go and take a little piece of this off. We're going to hold 1 contract for the rest of this. Pretty close to neutral on the day now. Yeah, so again, today we also have more data coming out. So we have pending home sales at 10. The pending home sales drop at 10 a.m. SPY pumping up though, guys. Look at it. It's at 415. Nvidia popping it back up to 396. Gold is even rebounding right now. So you love to see it. Kind of want to add a little bit more to this trade if I can. Yeah, how many call options are going to get sold at the opening bell is how many call options are sold at the open is the question here. Low flow penny stocks are manipulated. Do you agree? Yeah, I agree, but not in the way you think. Low flow penny stocks are not super manipulated. They're mostly manipulated by traders. So not really short traders. They're mostly manipulated by long traders pumping them up. The problem is that people look at low float sketchy penny stocks and they invest in them like they're Amazon, right? So they buy up a bunch of shares of some really obscure, really lesser known penny stock company. And if you look at the marketing or the due diligence for some of these penny plays, they're usually just kind of super sensationalized. Like, hey, this is the greatest thing ever. It's going to go crazy. It's going to be huge. It's the greatest stock ever, basically. They say it's the next Amazon. It's going to do 1,000%. And it's just kind of really unreasonable expectations they give all the retail traders. And then when it ends up dropping down like 90%, then a lot of the time the same people cry manipulation because it's really hard. Like a lot of the time these are YouTubers talking about like pumping these stocks up, talking about these are the greatest stocks, these are the greatest stocks. And then when they're wrong, instead of telling their audience like, yo, I told you guys to get into a pretty bad company, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Instead of telling their audience that, they instead pivot to, oh, well, I would have been right, but this stock's manipulated. It's like, of course it is. It's a low float penny stock. That's what you know. That's what you get into. You know it's going to do that. You know it's going to be manipulated. It's a low float penny stock. And so that's the issue I have with that, is that they're just highly manipulated. And everybody knows they're manipulated, but they buy them and invest in them anyway. And then they cry manipulation when it happens. It's like, y'all knew it was going to happen. It's that's what you sign up for. Yeah, not just them. There's so many of them. Tony, there's so many of them, man. I have people from the chat come up to me. Yeah, I've met people in real life before that have come up to me. That have recognized me. It is what it is. Some quit talking stocks and started streaming video games. Yeah. So again, we're up. We're green in this. The market's pushing up some. Any advice on Nvidia call holders? I mean, not really. Do what y'all do. I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing. I don't want to say, hey, sell, and then the stock rips up. I don't want to say, hey, don't sell, and then the stock crashes down. And so I'd rather just say, yo, no idea what you should do. Good luck. All right, so we just sold a little bit more. We'll probably add some back on a pullback here. I'd like the community to be aware that global liquidity has dropped by $1 trillion since April 5th. Markets eventually follow liquidity. Yeah, I mean, I feel that. I appreciate the donation. Thank you, man. Good stuff to know. I mean, we'll see. Not saying that doesn't happen. It's certainly possible. $341. Yeah, SPY rip it up to 415s here. Nvidia's still down there, but the Q's bouncing back up. Gold is bouncing back up as well with us here. So market's flying up. Hey, thank you for the donation, though, Brandon. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. All right, so it's 9 a.m., guys. It's 9 a.m. Let's get ready here. Again, pull it back here. I could buy this dip. Nvidia's still breaking down, though, so Nvidia's not leading the market anymore. We'll see if we get something good. Here, we do have, what do we have coming out today? Again, we do have pending home sales dropping at 10, so in about an hour. We'll get ready for it. All right, guys. So again, get ready to day trade more at the open. Again, we're moving up a little bit at 4160s here. Again, SPY up to 415s. All right, guys. Again, breaking highs in the SPY just now. Got up to 415.20s here. Nvidia bouncing up a little bit, almost back up to 394s. Gold is bouncing back up. It's at 1948 right now. Everything's starting to move back up a little bit here, including Apple. Apple is really one of the reasons all this stuff is running here. If you look at Apple, on this right side here, Apple's really the one flying. So Apple's pulling the S&P 500, which you see on the left side here, more than anything else. So Apple is the one popping up big. Yeah, I don't know where Nvidia goes for sure. I do want to thank everybody, man. We have grown by a crazy amount of subs, dude. Thousands and thousands of subs the last couple of days. So we truly appreciate the love and support we've got here. One of our biggest growing months. Yeah, so over the last month, we got 37% more views than normal. So props to you guys. I appreciate the love for sure. Truly do appreciate it. And again, we'll see what we get today, guys. I'm ready. Apple started to fly, gold bouncing back. We got a little dip here. So I'm going to buy this pullback here. 2 contracts, maybe add another couple more leading into it. It's good to see growth coming back. Yeah, I mean, it's summertime. And so you got to understand, like, summer's going to be slower, you know. Even somebody said, like, liquidity is up. Like, market activity is down. So if we look at, like, the SPY here, you know, if we put up a daily chart, you can kind of see the market volume of the S&P 500 and see how it peaked back here in January, and it's been slowly coming down with the slowest period right around the last couple weeks. Like you can see in terms of market volume, right? In terms of market volume, it's been getting slower and slower and slower. You can see it peaked in January with the busiest, which is the busiest month of the market, and the volume is just kind of consistently going down. So it's not, again, it's just all the way around. It's universally, market's been slow. You know, trading has been slow, and it makes sense. Like summer's just now starting. People are going on vacation and all this stuff. So it's just kind of it's a slow part of the year for market activity. The busiest parts of the market, the busiest months of the market are the fall months. So October, November, December, January. The slowest months, I believe, are August or September. Yeah, I thought it was high there too, Chris, to be honest. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're doing good. Again, SPY cracking over highs here too. So see if it keeps up. We bought a little dip here. We're pretty flat on the day though. I mean, we lost a little bit in pre-market. We made some back later on. And now we're just kind of sitting tight, just kind of scalping little small moves, waiting for the opening bell for us to find an edge. All right, so we are ripping up a little bit here. I'll probably try to take profit. All right, so we're still pulling back here. We're kind of break even on this trade. We bought the dip. But again, we're kind of flat heading into the opening bell. A lot of blue chips are starting to rip back up. Hey, nice, Tiny. All right, well, good luck, Cap. Risky strategy, but I hope it makes you money, dude. So we're now dipping back down a little bit here. All right, so we're probably going to cut this. Again, we're pretty flat heading into the open, and I don't want to hold through this super volatile opening bell. So we'll cut that and wait. Again, still pretty flat on the day. Missed too much by selling early. Big paper hands aren't really a bad thing. Again, like people criticize. So I'm on Top Step right now, Rock. And so I'm on Top Step's funded account program in futures right now. But people criticize traders for being paper hands, but it's one of the most ridiculous criticisms. Again, I'll say this before and I'll say it again, all right? And I want people to really listen to what I'm saying, all right? Some of these new movements that have happened over the last few years are ridiculous, okay? The ridiculous thing is that there's nothing wrong with being a paper hand, right? Like calling somebody paper hands is not a bad thing. Like if the market goes against you, you should cut it in a lot of the time, right? So it'd be one thing if they're talking about like Apple or Amazon, you know what I mean? Or Google or the S&P 500. You know, it's a completely different thing when they're talking about like really sketchy stocks that have dropped like 90% in value. And so I've said it before, I'll say it again. If the community around these stocks is making you feel all warm and fuzzy, and they're calling you a paper hands if you sell, they're probably trying to manipulate you into not selling. You know, they're probably trying to get you to hold a really big depreciating asset. And so snap out of it. Don't be gullible. Okay. Think about it objectively. Why people would shame you if you're a paper hand. It's because they're insecure about their own positions. And you really got to think about it objectively because that's really what it is 100%. Taking profit is usually the right move. Like if I'm up big in anything, I'm taking profit without question. And shaming somebody for taking profit, it just shows deep insecurity about whatever position you're talking about. Because you should never get mad at somebody for taking profit. Generally, the only people getting mad are people who are down big money, and misery loves company. You know? I'm definitely big papa paper hands over here. You know. Yeah, what makes me feel warm and fuzzy is when my account's green. Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're now getting a bounce here. I'm probably just going to chill into the opening bell. We've had a really good week, and I don't want to give too much back. Again, we're dipping down, so it looks like me selling there was the right move. Apple started to pull back a little bit. Again, you got to watch these blue chip companies like these tech companies, which is really what it is. You got to watch the tech stocks. That's what's really moving stuff here. Yeah, we still got some time until the opening bell. We also have pending home sales too. All right, guys, big deep pullback here. Part of me's thinking about buying this dip. I can't even lie, but Apple's still running up. Microsoft's still running up. It'll curl open before the open. Yeah, I mean, we got a little dip again. Part of me wants to buy it. Gold is bouncing back pretty steadily right now. Yeah, I'm in Texas. I'm a Louisianian though, at heart. So go Tigers. All right. Again, we got a little dip. I'm watching oil too. Pawn has been trading oil lately, I think, as well. Sorry, Pawn. I haven't even pulled up my Discord today, bro. My bad, dude. SPY pulling back a little bit. We are bouncing up some. Still dipping. Again, I'm just kind of sitting back waiting here. I'm watching tech. I'm watching Google, Microsoft. Sold my Nvidia at 350. Honestly, 350 is a reasonable sell target, bro. Again, nobody knew this was going to happen. This is crazy pump for Nvidia, man. Crazy pump. Again, somebody was like, hey, I got 390 call options yesterday after the earnings report. And I was like, hey, I don't know if it's going to hit that. And then today it just said YOLO and it just kind of ramped up to 400. Pull it back a little bit now, but man, just a crazy market. Again, Disney moving up. Microsoft just broke highs again, got up to 324s here. So the lifetime high is at 350 for Microsoft. It hit that back in 2021 December. Will Microsoft break high sometime soon here? I mean, I think it could. Yeah, we follow a little bit of everything. I don't know. The Last of Us was a good show, man. I love The Last of Us. It was just good. Really good. So SPY has been on a pretty steady pullback leading into the opening bell. But here's my question, though. All right, and here's just me speculating here. Is that okay? Well, if there's so many options being bought for Nvidia right now, people are going to be really doing well at the opening bell in terms of options, right? Is it arguable that we start to see some pullbacks now in Nvidia because of people unloading call options at the opening bell, right? So think about people who bought call options yesterday pre-earnings report. They're sitting really, 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 really nice right now. And so what's the likelihood or the probability that these call options are gonna get sold off at the opening bell for Nvidia? You know, we got about 7 minutes into the open. I think that's a reasonable, look at this. And again, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I really don't know. But Yeah. If it was me, I would sell probably. So PCE is tomorrow, Trader Mike. So PCE is tomorrow. And so again, we'll see. It's interesting for sure. Again, still pull it back big here. And again, the question is, does Nvidia sell off from people selling and unloading contracts here? I don't know. I think it's possible. Again, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I think it's possible. We'll see. Again, hit that sub button, guys. Hit the notification bell here, man. We've grown by thousands of subs this month. At this rate, we're growing by about 1,000 subs a week. So, hey, I appreciate you guys. Started to bounce up a little bit. Very high probability of that, John. Yeah, again, I don't know. Again, pure speculation. No idea what's going to happen here. Nvidia dipping down heavy right now. So there's Nvidia dropping down. So Nvidia just dropped down 392s, 391s. Are people betting on the same thing that I'm thinking here, which is that people who held options overnight are going to dump at the opening bell? Get Nvidia dipping all the way down to 391s, 390s at some point. So starting to get a pretty big, drastic pullback in this. Meanwhile, Microsoft's ripping over highs here as well. So I'm going to put Nvidia up on the big screen here. Big dip in the NQ. Yeah, well, the pullback is in Nvidia here. Again, we got about 2.5 minutes, guys. 2.5 minutes. So the pullback is in Nvidia here. All right, pullback happening. 3 minutes, guys. Less than 3 minutes here. All right, we're pulling back here. Nvidia dipping down more, so Nvidia pulling back heavily here. And again, I'm not shocked. Again, we told you guys this could happen here, team. We told you guys this could happen. I feel for that maker guy from yesterday. He just lost his option. He's all right. I mean, options are one of those things. You're either right, or if you're wrong, you can either sell it or you could just lose what you pay for it. Hopefully it wasn't too big of size, but it sounds like he was. But yeah, I don't know. Again, Nvidia dumping down, Microsoft pulling back down, Nvidia down to 387.50s. I mean, I told you guys this was a possibility here. I told you guys this could happen. And I mean, it's not a shock, to be honest here. It's really not a shock. So again, it's really not a shock that this is happening. We kind of said, you know, this could happen, and now that's kind of what we're getting here. So again, 1 minute left, guys. 1 minute left. All right, so there's a rip up ahead of the opening bell, but Nvidia is not ripping up. So Nvidia is actually dumping down. Nvidia down to 386, 385s. I think people are prepping, and I think what's going to happen now, guys, is I think this is going to cause even more sells to come at the opening bell. If you think about the psychology behind it, I think call option holders are going to be scared to lose their gains, and so they're going to start unloading at the opening bell. Y'all be careful. You know, again, I might be wrong. I'm not an investment professional, can't guarantee a thing, but there's the opening bell right now, guys. So there's the market open. Let's watch Nvidia here. It's on this top right chart. It's going to influence the S&P 500. Here, I'm going to put up just two charts from now on, just so we can see clear Nvidia, what Nvidia is doing. There's Nvidia dropping down to 383s, 382s. $384s. S&P 500 is dropping down now. There might be an argument for a short to get into here too. All right, we are shorting the E-mini here. Up about 125 on the day. All right, so we just got out with about $150 gain on the E-mini. And again, the reason I took this trade is because I understood this was going to happen. Again, I told you guys, you never know for sure. We're now green on the day, but pretty easily predict this is going to happen here. And again, every now and then you're going to get home run ideas like this that just make sense, right? You can understand the psychology of it. You can understand what's going to happen. You can understand the probabilities of it happening and the influence that it's going to have over the rest of the market. And you can take really easy trades like that. If you can just wait for those type of trades, guys, trading can be easy. You know, trading can be very simple if you wait for that type of setup. And again, maybe we rebound. Maybe when the call option sales are done, we bounce back. I don't know. But, you know, we've dropped from 390s, almost $400 down to 375, about $25 a share in the last hour of Nvidia price action here. So still dropping on the market too. It's still weighing on the overall market right now too. Not a shock. Whew, market's dumping down. Probably green at the open. Yep. I mean, all right, it's starting to bounce back. So again, I hope it does. I mean, I'm in some swing trades. Like, I don't want it to drop. It's just an easy prediction there. Top three trader for sure. Definitely top three. And again, every now and then you just get really obvious trades is what it is, you know. Again, so we're bouncing up a little bit, but Nvidia just cracked lows at 375 again. Disney started to bounce back up. But yeah, the rest of the market's kind of following Nvidia. I'm not going to say I told you so, but oh, I wasn't talking about you, Pew. Your opinion means nothing to me. No, I'm just joking. Microsoft dipping down a little bit. Again, starting to get a little dead cat bounce right here, but not a dead cat bounce, but Google's not really breaking down that much, which is surprising. So that's good. This is one of the highest probability shorts I've seen in a long time, but I don't want to say it because it might still rip. Well, I mean, regardless of whether it rips now, I mean, I was right regardless of what happens now. Again, I told you guys, I even made a tweet before the open said, hey, does Nvidia break down at the open from calls unloading? And absolutely, it does. So it's already dropped down 25 bucks a share in the last hour. So regardless of whether it bounces now, I mean, I was still definitely right. Again, I made money on it. So, I mean, you know, definitely top 3 ever, you know. All right, so we're bouncing back up here. The question is, does this downward action continue? And I don't know. Again, I don't know here. I think the volatility is crazy high. I think Nvidia, you know, it could do anything now. And so just be careful. You know, I think once those call options stop selling, you know, anything could essentially happen here. All right, so we're also shorting again here. We're up about 40 bucks right now, up about 50, 60, 75. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. So we just got out there, made about $50 to $75 or so. Again, I saw Nvidia crack lows, and so we jumped in that short again. We're up about 100 on the day now, 90 something. So it looks like we made about 75 from that trade. So yeah, we're up about a little bit under 100, about $92. Yeah, nice, Sam. Congrats, dude. Again, remember, we got pending home sales in about 24 minutes. This is a funded account program called Top Step, Jay. But, you know, I also trade about 40,000 in my TOS account. So my TOS account's actually got about 50K in it right now. So, you know, we trade about 50K in our TOS account. But this is a funded account program called Top Step. It really is great for traders that are just learning how to trade. Even if you're a good trader, if you're good enough, you can get funded. And what they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. If you can hit the target on the demo, then they fund you between 50K up to 150K with a 90% split. They're the industry leader. They've been around for over a decade. They pay out millions and fund thousands of traders a year. And they're the most legit one in the world. And they really is the best of both worlds. Like if you're a trader, you have limited risk here in the futures. And there's no PDT in futures. That's why people trade it. Is because I can day trade. This is the S&P 500 that I'm trading right now. So I can day trade essentially the S&P and what's called the E-mini in futures with no PDT rule. But it really is a way to get started with limited risk, but the rewards are pretty similar, where it's like, if you lose this, you're only down like 130 something, 120 right now if you use my link. And today's the last day of the 30% off sale. So if you use my link today, you get 30% off for the life of your subscription. And so it's the last day you can get that as well, guys. So if you ever thought about signing up, today's probably the day you should. But yeah, so if you lose, it's not the end of the world. You're down like 120 something. You can also reset for 100. But if you pass it, you still get 90% of your profit moving forward. And so once you're funded, if you make 20K, you keep 18 of that since they're funding you the money. So again, just genuinely the best of both worlds, in my opinion. But they're a sponsor of mine, so I'm biased, of course. There's the link if you want to check it. Bro, thanks for the idea on the Nvidia drop at the open. Hey, that's what I'm here for, guys. I appreciate the love. I don't want anybody to copy me because I have no idea what I'm talking about. But, hey, we might have called the best move ever right now. It was super obvious. Let's be real here. There goes Nvidia dump down. Hey. Just for proof here. Just for proof. At 9:25 market time. So this is 8:25 my time because I'm in Central. But at 9:25, I posted our Nvidia call options overnight holds. Our Nvidia call option overnight holds going to sell at the open. Well, when you're right, you're right. Hey, you're welcome. Shout out to everybody that calls me a perma bull as well. Hey, you love it. Starting to get a bounce. Again, whenever the call options stop getting scared, this is fear right now. So this is just fear, right? So people who made money on the run, they're scared they're going to lose all their profit. And so they're just dumping their options right now. Like that's what's happening, right? It's pretty easy to bet on psychologically. And again, the reason patience pays in the market, the reason patience works is because you'll get really obvious opportunities like this in the market if you wait for them, right? You just got to be patient though. Like you got to wait. It's not going to happen every day. If you wait for these and go big, you know, there's some really easy money to be made in the stock market. Most people don't have the patience for it. You know what I mean? Like most people can't. And again, I fail to do that a lot of the time as well. But yeah. Yeah, Chris, I mean, I disagree with you there, man. I think you have to think about it like this. All right. Like it doesn't matter whether it's options or not. It's people in general that are riding the move up are going to start unloading at the open. The options market certainly influences stocks. And I think what happens a lot of the time, this is why it makes more sense that it's options, Chris, is that shares could sell anytime. Shares could sell anytime they want in pre-market, brother. Shares could sell, you know, at 395s, at 390s. Shares can sell whenever they want. Options are restricted specifically to only being able to sell at the opening bell. And so the reason it's options is because options are the only ones that can't sell until the opening bell. And so you got a lot of option traders, and this is a lot. Like there's a lot of people that bet options on Nvidia yesterday. A lot, right? They're restricted to only being able to sell at the opening bell. And so what happens is they can't get out. They're nervous. They're watching it. It's kind of like when a stock is halted and they can't get out. And then when it resumes, it just dumps because everybody's rushing to sell. Same thing in this situation where they can't sell in pre-market. You know, they're restricted to selling in pre-market. They can only sell at the opening bell. And so what happens at the open? We just get huge dumps, not just from options traders, but for traders that are also holding long that understand the same logic that I said prior to the open, which is that option traders that are stuck in pre-market right now are going to be dumping at the opening bell, rushing to get out before the crash happens. So that's why it's options, is because they're the only ones restricted to only being able to sell at the opening bell. And again, it's all love here. I might be wrong, but yeah, that's what it was, I think. All right, so we are getting a little bit of a bounce there. We're almost up at 376. Again, we're nicely green. We got a cushion on the day. No gamble, no future. Is that the poker documentary or the poker show? All right, so we're starting to bounce back a little bit in Nvidia. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean Nvidia's done, but anyone says you're wrong today because they're not at the top three. Yeah, it's hard to be in the top three. And yeah, it's all love. Chris is a regular here. I mean, he's all good. Again, maybe he's right. I don't know. But I think I'm right, and I'm sure he thinks he's right, and it's all good either way. All I know is that I thought we might sell off at the open, and we sold off at the open, you know. Yeah, maybe it comes back. I mean, let it. I'm for it. I hope it does. I really do. I truly hope it comes back. All right, we're starting to pop back up again. Nvidia at the volume weighted average price now. So Nvidia at the volume weighted average price now. We'll see if it holds. Again, Nvidia up to 380s here, guys. 380s. Micro E-mini pump it up to 4150s. SPY up to 413s. Thank you, John, for helping newbies understand the market more. Yeah, we could all be right. It's all good. Again, why should the market pop back up? Again, maybe we do come back on Nvidia. Again, I don't have any problem with it. It's not like I'm shorting Nvidia here. I hope it comes back up. Yeah. All right. Hey, market's bouncing back up here, guys. Is the SPY going to regain all these losses that it put in at the opening bell? Let's see. It's starting to run back up here. We'll see if it continues. Again, we got pending home sales dropping in about 15 minutes or so, about 15 minutes. We get 15 minutes before pending home sales data comes out. Market's flying back up with it, which is nice. I hope it does. I really, truly hope it goes up. All right, so we're now finally dipping down a little bit here, guys. Again, we're bouncing up a little bit short term now. Consolidating right at the volume weighted average price of the VWAP. Disney starting to bounce back. Nvidia bouncing back, but right at that 380 VWAP level here. Again, we are bouncing back up, consolidating for the last 5 minutes or so. I'm just kind of waiting here. Yeah, so again, so after looking up this data, Chris and a few other people who were talking to me about options effect on stock price. So options certainly affect stock price. It's not a direct effect, of course, which it's not. I mean, directly stock price is what happens is influencing options, but options does affect the stock price, and I'll explain how. option contracts represent shares of the underlying stock. The market maker who is selling the options when you buy them will inevitably have to have price impact on the underlying option contract or the underlying price of the stock when they go to hedge it, right? So it's an indirect effect, but it does affect it. And so again, like at the opening bell, when you have so many potential sell orders for options coming in right at the opening bell, you know, when the market makers go to hedge that, that's going to impact price. I mean, thank you, John. I understand extension much more now. Nice, Michael. Yeah, I mean, you guys know this is kind of my bread and butter in terms of extension, right? Like, again, people all the time, like, it's really tempting psychologically to like go with the pack, right? Where a stock is gapping up huge percentages, and like what happens when a stock is gapping up huge percentages? You got a bunch of people that are like, hey, they're jumping on the bandwagon. They're trying to ride the move up. They're trying to capitalize on it, you know, blah, 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 right? They're just trying to ride the move up. I look at it the opposite way, you know, and again, this is just my own style of trading. I can't guarantee it's going to work for you. And so again, I can't guarantee it's going to work for you, but this is just how I trade stuff, right? I do it on both sides, on both the downside and on the upside. And so, for instance, if something's gapping up 20%, I'm generally pretty likely to sell or to not jump in and think it's extended on the upside. If something is gapping down 20%, I'm more likely to buy it up than I am to short it on the downside. Hey, baby, what you doing? Hey guys, quick question here. Let me ask chat. It's appropriate. Is it standard to give your teachers gifts at the end of the school year that watch your kids? You can probably come on stream if you want. Yeah. Is it standard to give your kids gifts?
The teachers gifts
after the school year is over with, like after they watch your kids, right? It's pretty standard, right? Like we should give our kids' teachers a gift to like thank them for like dealing with our kid all school year, right?
Like a gift card and a card or something, like a thank you note.
Teaching's a hard job, bro. Like teaching's a hard job. I understand it for sure. You don't have to. I know you don't have to, but like it's good courtesy, I would assume, right? It's good. It's good for, you know, to give them gifts. In my hook voice, if they are a good teacher. Yeah, my son, look, I love my son. I'm not saying he's a difficult kid, but he's a tough kid. He's a difficult kid. He's like me. He's got ADHD. He's bouncing off the walls. It's hard for him to sit down, you know, like that. So I feel like they deserve something to show them that we appreciate them. You know what I mean? Yeah, not high school, but this is elementary school. Ask your kids if they want to. I'm sure he's gonna say yeah. Yeah. Can plumbers get gifts too? I mean, I tip everybody mostly. I try to tip as many people as I can. I've tried to tip all these like contractors when they come and do stuff, you know. We had a maid that came here and I was like, hey, let's give them a tip. So I used to work in the service industry though, so like I can relate, you know, to it all.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll plan on doing that.
Yeah.
I'll have to go up there and
yeah, for sure, Tommy. Appreciate it. Tommy says it's an appreciation we give them for Xmas V-Day and the end of the year. Yeah, I figured it was a good move. Carol, is he telling the truth? Good tipper. You can ask her. She'll tell you the truth.
No, he does. He's a tipper. He's better than I am.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm more generous than Carol for sure. But I used to be a bartender. I used to be a bartender and a waiter. And so like, I get it. It's a hard job, but people, you get some like just Karens out there that are just mean. And Carol's not. Carol's actually pretty nice, but you get some people that are just rude, man. They're just rude, man. They're just mean, you know?
No, I mean, look, I tip, okay? Like, and I try to be mindful, you know what I mean? Like our maid, she's like a young mom, you know what I mean? Like people who seem like they need it, and like,
yeah. Ronnie says you did block my other account, bro. I didn't block you, dude. I'm not gonna block you if you pump SQ. The only time I'll block anybody is if they are harassing me, which I've never seen you before, so you know, or they are disrespectful. You know, if you're disrespectful, if you're harassing, you'll get blocked. So if you did either of those two things, you probably got blocked, but it's certainly not because you're pumping SQ or whatever. You know, again, I mean, I called this breakdown. You are so kind. Yeah, I'm just the top 3 most generous, kindest people in the world right now. Give me all your kind words, because I'm just the greatest right now for sure. Yeah. John, your wife appreciates you so much.
yeah, of course.
She better, dude. You know?
I better.
When you're one of the top 3 husbands, she's one of the top 3 wives I've ever had for sure. You know. Yeah. Hey, look, I'll accept it. Top 3 is good. You know. Market started to bounce back a little bit. Again, SPY right at that support level. So we got a double bottom right here in the market. Let's see if it actually holds. There's the bottom here.
Well, that's what we'll do. We'll get like a card and like a $2 or something. We could go up and
yeah. Definitely top 3 cap for sure. Yeah, thank you. Kiss on the cheek. That's all y'all are gonna get. You know. Yeah, I appreciate her too. Yeah, like I said, she's one of the top 3 wives I have right now. You know. I'm not blushing, bro. You know, my sister's a teacher. It's a tough job. My mom was a teacher. It really is a hard job.
I know it is. I mean, look, I can imagine dealing with like, 20 or 30 kids all day. You know, it's got to be a lot. You got to have your hands full. I'm sure that they're ready for summer. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. But no, I appreciate you guys. Again, pending home sales drops in about 3.5 minutes, guys. 3.5 minutes. We'll see if it turns out well. You know. Again, hopefully, if you were in Nvidia, you got out of it before the open, and if not, hopefully it bounces back. It's up to 380s right now. Nvidia's had a huge run. It's kind of saving the market. You don't know what Nvidia is. Yeah. Look at the run they've been on, man. They've gone up 400%, almost 400, maybe 375. They gapped up 30% overnight. They're still up a lot, even with this pullback, it's still up a ton. Yeah, 100% a tough job, dude. I couldn't do it. I don't have the patience, bro. I get tired of my kids. You know, I love them. They're great kids. I love them, you know. But if they're home, I'm tired of them in about a day. I love them, though. They're good kids. I think they're at the age now where, you know, my daughter's 13, and so she's just kind of drama. My son's 9, so he's just kind of bouncing off the walls right now. Jumping around, jumping on the couch, you know, trying to do flips off of the chair and all this stuff, you know. She kind of trades sometimes, a little bit.
Usually I'm dealing with other stuff, you know, kids and
yeah.
The house.
Yeah.
Doing the soccer mom.
Yeah. Top 3 soccer moms for sure. Market started to bounce back up, though. I want to see if it actually holds this level. Again, we do have pending home sales coming out in about a minute and a half. About a minute and a half. There is the top of this range. We'll see if it actually holds.
All right.
Yeah, you might want to go. But, all right. Yeah. All right, love you. Yeah, dude. Again, 8. It depends on what grade. I think high schoolers would be a little bit easier. You know, I think middle school is tough. That's the toughest age, probably. right, guys, pending home sales. 2 minutes, guys, 2 minutes. All right, so we're moving up a little bit here. We do have Nvidia at about 380 right now, 380. Unemployment data is already out. It came in at 1.3% higher than expected. Here's the data right now, guys. So here's the new home sales or pending home sales data. Expectations are 0.5%. 0.5%. We'll see how this affects markets. It shouldn't affect it that much, but all right, it came in at 0%. 0% versus 0.5% expected for pending home sales. So 0% versus 0.5%. So pending home sales went down from 0.5% expected to 0%. Last time it was minus 5.2%. So it actually went up relative to last time, but it went down relative to expectations for pending home sales. And again, we'll put this up on screen. Markets reacting positively to this so far. Nvidia back over 51. So again, pending home sales just came in at 0% versus 0.5% expected here. Pending home sales, and the market's loving it. It's ripping back up. So she sounds much more Texan than you. Yeah, because I grew up an hour away from New Orleans, and so if you ever hear anybody from New Orleans, it sounds more kind of like a Philly city accent, you know. And so you probably hear a little bit more of that in me than just straight up country, which is kind of Carol. But I actually grew up more in the country than Carol did. I grew up in Walker, Louisiana, you know, with my mom's side. And then my dad's side was from New Orleans, and they all are from New Orleans and lived in New Orleans. So around there. So you probably hear a little bit more of the New Orleans accent in me, but it's not really New Orleans. It's more like I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but yeah. I think over time my accent's probably gone away a little bit too from running the stream. The most you'll hear the Louisiana accent in me is when I say, you know, like people in Louisiana, especially New Orleans, will say like, you know, a lot. Like listen to Theo Von talk. You'll hear it then. You know, I'm going to the store, you know, and then this happens, you know. That's where you'll hear like the Louisiana in me, the Louisianian in me. Texan accent's a little bit different than mine. Yeah, for sure, Shah. All good. All right, guys. Again, Nvidia ramping back up at 384s. 384s right now. Nvidia still ramping up. Market's still pulling back a little bit now too. I'm from New Orleans. I know it well. Yeah. New Orleans, like I don't really have a New Orleans accent, but New Orleans, it's kind of like it's almost like Jersey. Like, hey, I'm from New Orleans, you know. Go to the store over there. You know, like it's kind of city accent almost, like kind of like Jersey. It's not like let me get the car keys and go to the store. You know, but it's a little bit like that. It's kind of like it's hard to explain. If you're from Louisiana, you kind of know the difference. You know, and then if you go up north to like Shreveport, it's more like Alabama, like nasally. You know, but it varies. You know, there's a lot of different accents in Louisiana. Yeah, for sure. Maybe that's Boston. I don't know. All right, so U.S. House Speaker McCarthy, when asked if Americans who rely on government payments should make contingency plans, says not to worry about that. Yeah, so I think they're going to get the deal done. And really, the accent, like, it depends on who I'm talking to. Like, if I'm talking to somebody that is from Louisiana, the accent comes out a little bit more. It's not intentional, you know, but I think when you talk to people, it comes out a little bit more when you're talking to people with the accent, you know. Since I've been streaming for years, I've kind of learned to curb it a little bit, but yeah, I've had people mistake me of Boston or New Jersey accent too. It's kind of like, again, it's a little bit different. So the Fed bargain says the U.S. is still at the tail end of the pandemic dislocation of the economy, and some businesses are still saying that they need to raise prices. What do you guys think about that? Again, Nvidia bouncing back up. It's at 384s here. We do have the micro E-mini rejecting at the top of this. $37 million shares dumped in the first 15 minutes on Nvidia. Yeah. Hey. All right, guys, we have an inflation report tomorrow. Yeah, so PCE data is tomorrow. A very big, relevant report here. So PCE data is tomorrow. It's a big, relevant report. So it's a report about inflation data. And if you look at what the Fed's preferred inflationary gauge is, it's PCE, right? It's the personal consumption expenditure. So yeah, so it's the personal consumption expenditure. It's really the Fed's preferred inflationary metric and gauge. So it's important, for sure. It's definitely important. You think banks will go up after the deal? Whew, I don't know. Starting to get some turnaround here. Market's been really flat this morning at the opening bell, just kind of sideways and choppy here. And again, guys, remember, today is the last day for the Top Step Combine. So it is the last day to take advantage of the Top Step Combine. So for right now, the Combine, you get 30% off the lifetime of your subscription. So for right now, let me see what it looks like here for the Combine, 30% off deal. Yeah, so right now, guys, wow, I didn't even realize it was this cheap. I'm going to take a picture of this so you guys don't see my credit card number. But right now, you get the Top Step base Combine here, guys, for $115 a month. $115 a month. And again, what Top Step does, if you're new for trading and you want to learn how to day trade, it is the cheapest, most effective day trading tool you could ever have, I promise you, okay? The reason it is because there's the PDT rule severely restricts your trading. It makes it very difficult to freely trade in stocks. And so because of that, most pro traders go to futures. But to trade futures, you need like $10,000 or $15,000 to really be able to do so and buy multiple contracts. This is where Top Step comes in, because you can trade the S&P 500, the NASDAQ on Top Step, and what's called the E-mini and the NASDAQ 100 futures contract. You can also trade currencies if they're US dollar backed. On Top Step. And so check out with them everything you can trade, but you can trade a lot of the stuff. You can day trade short. And this is what moves with these releases here. You can see Nvidia directly influences the S&P 500. And so it's one of the ways that people day trade. Almost all pro traders trade futures because of this, right? Now what Top Step does is they give you a demo and they test your skill. So they give you a demo. And if you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules and conditions, then they fund you the same amount, right? The base one's 50K. You can see it's only $115 a month. And some just regular paper trading accounts cost that much, right? So they're going to give you a demo and they're going to test your skill. If you can hit the target, the base one on this is $3,000 in profit. If you can make 3K while following their rules without losing 2K, and they recently got rid of the daily max loss as well. So where like it'll make you stop trading for the day, but it doesn't eliminate you either. So if you could do that while passing their testing, then they fund you 50 grand with a 90% split. And this is a company that's the most legit one in the world. There's a lot of kind of clones of Top Step coming out, but this one's been around for over a decade. When you withdraw from them, you don't have to worry about getting your money or not like some of the other ones. And it's very cheap. It's $115 a month right now. And so again, I'll post this link. Great way to help support the channel. It's the last day of the sale. And yeah, check it out. There's the link right there. Again, it's the last day of the sale. After today, the sale goes bye-bye. And so, yeah, good luck, guys. Love you all. Y'all be safe in the market. Again, I'll see you guys later. You can also check out Chart Prime, which, again, we've been using like crazy lately. Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service that, you can use on stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. And again, it can just be pretty powerful here. So, like, even if you look at today's price action today. So, like, look at the call outs it's made today. And you can use it on stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. Again, reversal down, drop, reversal up, bounce, reversal down, drop. So it's 3 for 3 today. And again, it shows you candlestick patterns, reversal signals, and it's very cheap. I use it alongside Top Step. It's like $35 a month. $35 a month. Very, very cheap. And so check them out. Again, you can find the link to that in the description. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys later. And again, y'all have a good day, guys. Good luck. Good luck, Nvidia traders. I hope you guys make some money. We'll be back tomorrow. PCE tomorrow, guys. Big data release, big report. Again, we are green on the day here. We're up about $100, give or take. So not the biggest day, but hey, I'll take it. $100. Good luck, guys. I'll see you guys later.